The following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
Just 3 weeks ago, the Montreal Machine and the Orlando Thunder collided in a thrilling offensive showdown. Montreal seemed unstoppable, scoring at will in an effort to seek revenge for last season's 33-27 overtime loss to Orlando and build a seemingly insurmountable 28-15 lead in the fourth quarter. But fate seemed to be with the Thunder. A Stacey Simmons fumble found the hands of Daryl Clack, and the lead was cut to 6. Then with 1:19 remaining, Mitchell hit Joe Howard Johnson, and the Thunder led 29-28. But with 12 seconds left, Bjorn Nitmo hit from 38 yards as the Machine won 31-29. Today, the rematch, the Machine and the Thunder. And we welcome you to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida, where this afternoon it'll be the Thunder of Orlando playing host to La Machine of Montreal. And hope every one of you has been having a very happy holiday weekend. And hi, everybody. I'm Roger Twinville, and we welcome you to Week 5 of the World League here on ABC Sports. We're at the midpoint of the 92 season in year 2 of the World League. A critical point for the Montreal Machine as we take a look at the North American East Division standings, because Orlando with the lead, they're 3-1. Montreal 2-2 for the Thunder, their final divisional game of the year. Montreal with 2 remaining, both against the Knights of New York and New Jersey. On the injury front for Montreal, Ricky Johnson, their outstanding running back, a torn anterior cruciate ligament in his knee last week. He will miss the remainder of the season. At quarterback, Anthony Dilwig will get the start today. Now, he's going to wear 2 knee braces. He has been hobbled all season. Michael Proctor probably will play, and that's going to be a thorn in the side for the Thunder because he's the young man that led Montreal to victory earlier this year. And joining me right now is Dick Vermeil. And Dick, you know, the Montreal Machine is an interesting team if you look at them defensively. Orlando is ranked #1 in the World League in offense. If anybody can stop them, it might be the Machine, who has one of the most veteran teams in the World League.
Well, you're right, Roger. They have 7 players of the starting 11 that were drafted in the National Football League, including a #1 pick, a #2 pick, a #3 pick. And within this group, they've accumulated over 22 years of playing experience. But with all this experience, there's a young 26-year-old linebacker named Darrell Davis that really is leading the group. He dominated play last week. They're going to have to find a way to pass protect him.
One of the things when you look at statistics, and if there was ever a coach that likes statistics, it was Dick Vermeil. #1 in offense for Orlando, #10 in defense. You'll disagree with that #10 ranking.
Well, I think it would be a real mistake for an offensive coordinator to think he's preparing an offense to attack the league's worst defense. Charlie Bailey's defense is better than that. Yes, they do give up 352 yards a game, ranked 10th, but they only give up 4.5 points per 100 yards moved the ball by the offensive team, ranking 4th. A better way to evaluate a defensive team. The other thing they do such a great job of is they take the ball away from you 14 times. The offense doesn't turn it over. They're +9. You're +9. You win.
The World League is full of innovations, and the Orlando Thunder's offense, well, they wear one right on their sleeve. For more on that, let's go down to Jim Valvano. Jim.
Thank you, Roger. And this is the continuing saga of the Orlando Thunder's cheat sheet for the offense, the wristband. How does it work? Hey, they could have as many as 60-plus plays here. And you yell out, I'm going to run play 7. Play 8. Everybody looks down. That's what they run. So I said, being a former coach, great way to scout. You just run the tape, say, there's the #7 play. They call it next week. We blitz. We knock them down. We win the game, right? Galen Hall's too smart for that. You got to get up a lot earlier, right? Or at least earlier than I get up, because what they do is they keep changing those things. They move them around. For example, 2 weeks ago, if they yelled out the #1 play, you would see this, right? The right King 17F. And then last week, yelled out #1, you'd get the ever-popular right fin 14 wham right in your face. So what's the #1 play this week? I don't know. They won't tell me. More importantly, Jacques Dussault, the coach of the Machine, he doesn't know either.
Oh, sounds like a case for Inspector Clouseau there, Jim. As you look at Jacques Dussault, second-year native of Quebec, the head coach of the Montreal Machine, 6-8 in 1.5 seasons in the World League. And The head coach for the Orlando Thunder in his first year was a offensive coordinator last year. Galen Hall, former head coach at the University of Florida, got this team really playing exceptional football right now. They are at 3-1. Weather might be a factor today because of the wind here in Central Florida. Temperature 83, but there's a cloud cover. Wind out of the south at 20 miles per hour. Forecast for partly cloudy, maybe a shower or two later on. We'll check with Valvano, see if he pulls out his umbrella. And Montreal has won the toss, and they will receive. As you take a look back deep for Montreal, Pete Manley, one of the men, 89, and also back there, 21, Daryl Harris. And to kick it off there, number 1 is Tracy Bennett for the Orlando Thunder. So we are set to go here. Week 5 of the World League. Thunder can really get themselves, Dick, in good position with a victory today.
Oh, they could, because they also won the tiebreaker game, and Montreal lost their tiebreaker game. So really, like you say, gives them a jump on the rest of the season.
High short kick. Manley, a little confused, takes it at the 12. Pete Manley, the veteran, across the 30 to the 31-yard line, where Dean Witkowski will make the tackle. And Anthony Dilwig, out of Duke, played with the Green Bay Packers. See what he's done this year, over 400 yards passing. In the backfield with him, Pete Manley, a wide receiver. Aaron Emanuel will get the start. The H-back is Rich Bartlewski. K.D. Dunn, the tight end. Steve Williams, the wide receiver. Up front, it's Roman Matuz, Jeff Novak, Bob Kula, Matt McCall, and Dave DeRochers. That's the offense for the Montreal Machine. They have it 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Emanuel's the lone setback. Bartlewski in the slot to the far side. Excuse me, that's Daryl Harris. And Harris across the 30 to the 37-yard line, where Malcolm Frank makes the tackle. And defensively, the Thunder, Dunbar, Cilio, and Presbury, they might stick Wyatt and go with a 4-man front. Part of the day. Linebackers are Dixon, Andrews, Witkowski, and Keaton. And in the secondary, Frank Crum, their leading tackler, Mike Nettles, and Glenn Rogers. 7 interceptions out of that secondary, as Daryl Harris gets the nod there. Coaches had told us Aaron Emanuel might go, but he's been banged up a bit with a strained Achilles tendon. 2nd down and 3, and they'll go back to Daryl Harris, trying to swing it outside. Gets to the 40, going to be about a yard short of the 1st down, where Malcolm Frank, the cornerback out of Baylor, comes up to make the tackle.
Well, you're right about going with a 4th-down lineman. Charlie Bailey, the defensive coordinator for Orlando, told me that they had to get their 4th best football player on the defense on the field, and that is Wyatt, number 94. So they're starting 4 down linemen and going with 3 linebackers, and it really blends in better in defensing the kind of offense that they're defensing.
3rd down and 1. They bring in their short yardage offense. Now watch 94, Adam Bobb, one of the defensive linemen, will line up in front of Aaron Emanuel, who's checked into the game now. And Emanuel has it, and Emanuel still battling, and he does not get the 1st down. Maurice Crum, one of the first men to get there, number 53, along with Carl Dunbar. So in that short yardage situation, they can't come up with it.
The one thing that he got at the top of your screen, you'll see penetration. Got up there and they kicked it back underneath, and he got help right now. Inside out pursuit, very good. He rallies, gets help from the rest of the people, puts him back. They don't make the 1st down. Big play. That's a great way to start out. Gives you momentum.
Monty Robbins to punt it, his average last in the World League, and Joe Howard Johnson to bring it back. Might recall last week, Joe Howard, a little bit of a hamstring problem late in the game. I'll tell you what, they might have gotten a piece of that ball. It bounces at the 40. It was number 85 for Orlando, Stacy Simmons, who came in that time and might have just nicked it. 19 yards on the punt.
Stacy Simmons is one of the fastest men in the team. He'll be coming from the left side. There he is. Now, if he lays out in rhythm, he gets there right. Boy, he might have tipped it. It's close if he didn't.
Scott Mitchell, there's a look at him. Nearly 60% completion ratios, thrown 100 consecutive passes without an interception, as Mitchell will bring them to the line. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. We'll set the rest of the offense and the Montreal defense in just a moment, as Titley, 89, will switch to the far side. Clack and Darrell Clack will get it up near the 45-yard line. As we'll take a look now at Stacy Simmons, 85, Joe Howard Johnson, 80. Running back is Darrell Clack. Tiddley is the tight end, and Grantis Bell, 84, the wide receiver. The enhancement players with the asterisk by their names. Cunningham, Aronson, Lassow, Blaine Rose, and Kevin Allen getting us started right tackle. Kevin, a former #1 pick of Philadelphia out of the University of Indiana, hasn't played football in about 4 years. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Stowers in motion to the near side, and Clack has it again. Turns it up across the 45 to the 47-yard line as we'll check out the defense for the Montreal machine. Roland Foutsier at left end. Nose tackle Desmond Royal, Emmanuel King. Those are 3 terrific names, aren't they? Reggie Clark, Reggie McKenzie, Kevin MacArthur, and Darrell Davis, the linebackers. And in the secondary, D. Thomas, Quentin Jones, Darrell Holmes, and Chris McCall, as Dick mentioned to you, a veteran defense. A lot of professional experience, not just in the NFL, but also in the Canadian Football League, and some USFL experience. As Mitchell will roll out on 3rd and 3, and he goes for the first down marker past midfield to the 49-yard line. He'll be very close to it, where Quentin Jones, 5th-year pro from Pitt, was able to knock him out.
He came out there on the naked bootleg, wanting to throw the football. Defense did a good job of first taking away the end man. Watch him take away the running back coming out of the backfield to the left-hand side of your screen. He'll be defensed. The tight end's crossing. He's defensed. No place to go. He goes for the first down. Good job of adjusting by Mitchell.
Only the 7th time Mitchell's carried the football this year. He doesn't like to run it.
No, he's not a big runner, but you know, he's big enough to put that shoulder down when he has to and get the first down.
Well, it's exactly what he did. It's a first down for the Orlando Thunder. They've accumulated 10 more first downs this year than their opposition. Roger Vick is in the backfield as they'll swing it out to Darrell Clack, the leading receiver. Nice move there. What a terrific run by Darrell Clack as he gets down to the 40-yard line. That's why he is one of the most versatile backs in the World League. D. Thomas and Reggie McKenzie, the men on the tackle.
Galen Hall told me that Reggie Clack, Darrell Clack rather, has really improved from the start of the year to now. He's getting more and more and more involved in the offense, and he'll be deeply involved in the game plan today.
Averaging nearly 5 yards a carry and nearly 9 yards a reception. On a 2nd and 1, they'll give it to Clack. Follows his blocking well inside the 40 to the 37-yard line, as Clack really does a good job of pounding it out. Now, the first meeting this year was a terrific football game. You can't get much closer than that, Dick.
You really, even the turnovers are, but total yards, there's a difference of 22 or 27 yards. Very even football team. In the 2 games these guys have played in last year and this year, they've scored 62 and 58 points combined. That's a margin of 4 points in 2 games.
1st and 10, they'll mark it to 36. 4 wide receivers, but they give it to Clack. He might get a yard. He's stacked up right in the middle. Emmanuel King and Kevin MacArthur make the tackle. King's a good one. He's a veteran, 8-year professional out of the University of Alabama, 6'4" and 270 pounds. He's one of those NFL guys you were talking about.
Yes, he's the #1 draft choice of Cincinnati in 1985. He got 9 sacks in 1986, so he knows where the quarterback is.
It's not often you get to be a #1 pick twice, as he was in the World League with Montreal. 7th play of this drive as Mitchell will look and find his receiver on the far side. Grantis Bell makes the catch right at the first down marker, where he's met by D. Thomas out of Nicholls State. A lot of players out of Nicholls State playing in the World League.
There are, you know, to do a good job with the rhythm in the throwing here. Now watch him throw the ball. He's throwing the ball. The receiver was still working upfield and got around just in time as the ball hit there. Good rhythm in their throwing. Ken Karcher, the quarterback coach who coaches the passing game, doing an excellent job with Scott Mitchell.
There's the wristband. Stacy Simmons. Now, Stacy played for Galen, University of Florida. Stacy says they're not getting the ball to me enough. Galen says he's not holding on to it enough.
Hey, remember, the coach is never wrong.
They're going to have to take a timeout. Little confusion that time. Now, not every play in the Orlando playbook is on the wristband. 8:42 to go, first quarter. We'll be right back to Orlando.
Janet, listen, I got a call, and this guy says he gave me my name and number. Yeah. Well, the next thing, he's hassling me to leave AT&T, and he's really persistent. Then he wants the names and numbers of my friends and my family. I don't want to give those out. So, Janet, who else did you give my number to? What? I told him it's just not worth it.
At AT&T, your friends are your business. Keeping you connected to them is ours.
We're all concerned for the environment. So ask me about spray paint. Is it bad for the ozone? If you're talking fluorocarbons, spray paint hasn't contained them in nearly 20 years. And graffiti? Krylon's as concerned as you are. You know, with the right answers, we can all breathe easier.
Free Jack. It's been called a dazzling futuristic thriller with stunning special effects.
Someone paid to bring him back.
Emilio Estevez, Mick Jagger, Rene Russo, and Anthony Hopkins. Free Jack. Look for it on video cassette.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Sinus Allergy takes on the toughest allergies.
This job's got to get done, even if my allergies are killing me. But Alka-Seltzer Plus works, even on my pounding sinuses. Stuff works as hard as I do.
Alka-Seltzer Plus, tough medicine for tough allergy symptoms.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with 6 rich lubricants for less irritation. You've got the edge.
World League Football. Brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By AT&T, the right choice. By United, come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies. And by Bud Light, everything else is just a light.
Scott Mitchell, an enhancement player from Miami, has played every down on offense this year for the Thunder. Dick, 101 consecutive passes without an interception. He's only thrown 1 INT. He's only been sacked 6 times, 142 attempts.
And that's just amazing. You know, the NFL average last year for pass interceptions thrown is 1 every 29. Here he has thrown 1 in 136 attempts. Outstanding.
3rd down and less than a yard. He's 2 of 2, Mitchell is, in the passing category. They'll hand it to Big Roger Vick. And he's inside the 25 to the 23. That's another first down for the Orlando Thunder. Dick, what was Montreal's defensive philosophy?
First down. Tackle made by Darrell Holmes.
Taking a look at the end zone, you'll see that they ran off the center's block, middle of your screen. See, center drives a nose guard right, and he cut back up inside him. Did a nice job of reading the center block.
1st and 10 from the 22. Stowers in motion to the near side. The handoff to Roger Vick. He's a high stepper, but he doesn't get to step too much as he gets down to the 20. And Darrell Holmes, the free safety, and Reggie McKenzie, the left inside linebacker out of Tennessee, who's got a twin brother, Raleigh, who plays for the Washington Redskins.
Roger,
anyway,
you talked about that
philosophy.
their defensive philosophy. Talking to Hank Hughes, the Montreal defensive coordinator, he said his big problem was matching up people because they substitute people in all the time. 2 receivers, 3 receivers, 4 receivers, and that was his big concern.
10th play of the drive, 2nd and 8. Mitchell with a lot of pressure, nearly picked off there. Reggie McKenzie was the man that had it in his hands. You'll recall last week against Ohio, he picked one off, took it in for a touchdown. It was Desmond Royal, number 90, 3rd-year pro from Texas Tech, that put the pressure on Mitchell.
Coming right up the center of your screen, he gets off the center. You shouldn't block the nose guard with the center by himself. You should try to always give him some help. That's a tough job.
That brings up a 3rd and 8 from the 20. Out of the shotgun, 5 receivers lined up for the Thunder. Mitchell going to the corner. The intended receiver over there was Joe Howard Johnson. James Lott on the coverage. Let's go to Jim Valvano. Jimmy.
Galen Hall told me before the game he was concerned with 2 things. Number 1, the weather. It's not hot enough here. It won't affect the machine. And number 2, with the wind the way it is, he felt that the machine had the advantage with Nitmo kicking. We'll see. With the wind going towards the open side of the stadium, it favors the Thunder right now. Let's see what happens.
Tracy Bennett from 38 yards out. He's 4 of 5 in field goals so far this year.
He kicked very well in practice the other day, Raj.
Out of Mesa State in Colorado. And he knocks that one through. And the Thunder takes the 3-0 lead over the machine.
On November 11th, 1940, a legend was born in Toledo, Ohio. Jeep. Jeep earned its stripes before most of us were out of knickers. Tough, unstoppable, go anywhere, get the job done.
But I'll lay odds, a lot of people don't know that Jeep is part of Chrysler. So now it's our job to keep the legend alive. And this is where we'll do it.
Our new billion-dollar assembly plant in Detroit, Michigan. Before the first Jeep came down the line, our workers had the most intense quality training in the history of Chrysler. And this is a new Jeep Grand Cherokee, a lot more room inside, and the only sport utility with four-wheel analog brakes and a driver's airbag standard. Every inch a Jeep. To some people, Jeep is for climbing to the top of the world or just going out on the town. To us, Jeep is what all four-wheel drives are measured against. Always will be. Hey, in this business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
It's a mower like no other. For only $299.99, get this 5-horsepower Craftsman power-propelled mower that lets you bag or mulch. Save $100. It's a spectacular value above the rest.
The tingle feels like it's taking away the dandruff. That's me taking the Denorex shampoo test. I love that tingle. It convinced me to switch from Head & Shoulders to Denorex.
Denorex with conditioners, the dandruff shampoo you can feel working.
I'm a Denorex guy now.
Hey, Bud, who do you like in the Derby?
We're back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Tracy Bennett has got his team a 3-0 lead. Important that the Thunder did get off to a good start because they've been outscored 28-7 in the first quarter of games. You take a look at Darrell Harris, 21, Pete Manley, 89. If there's been a quarter or anything that they've struggled with this year, it's been early in the game.
Yes, you bet it has. It's like you said, 7 points, and they're the leading scoring team in the league, but only 7 of them have been scored in the first quarter.
So this young man's been a valuable addition to Orlando.
Nice leg, nice leg.
Good deep kickoff out of the end zone.
You know, he kicked the ball real well in the practice field the other day, and not only did he kick it with good distance, he got it up in the air quickly. So it's tough to block that kind of kick, Raj, in a field goal rush.
All those guys from Colorado, they get such big egos because they can kick it so far out there, and then when they come down to sea level, they just, you know, it carries over, even if they don't have the altitude.
Well, it is with this guy.
Smiles all around there for Bennett. As Montreal now try to get it in gear. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, 6:27 to go. First quarter.
There's that 4-3 defense again. 4 down linemen, 3 backers.
Aaron Emanuel is the lone setback. Play action by Dillwig. Throws it down the middle, and he's got his receiver there. 82 is Steve Williams, second-year pro from Illinois, 25 yards on the reception. Todd Crum and Ricky Andrews back to make the tackle.
Real strong play action, eliminated underneath coverage. He gets a zone coverage. See, they're rolling up. They're not playing him man-to-man. The zone is just sinking on him right there. Look at him find that little hole, ball thrown where it had to be thrown in the heart of that zone. First down.
Steve Williams getting some action today because Reggie Bynum, their usual starter's got a bad leg. 1st and 10, 45. Dillwig is looking deep. Now it goes underneath to Williams. I say underneath. He was underneath the deep man as Malcolm Frank was back on the coverage. Scoring drive for the Thunder. 12 plays, 39 yards, 5:56. And Bennett,
you know, you talk about scoring drives for Orlando Thunder. They've been really impressive. They've had 44 drives coming into this ball game. They scored 17 of those times, 13 of which were touchdowns. That's 40% of the time they score. That's outstanding football.
2nd and 10 as Montreal trying to get the officials' attention. Anthony Dillwig, mentioned at the top, played at Duke with the Green Bay Packers, where he was an NFL Player of the Week, leading his team to a victory over the Raiders, who he now is an enhancement player.
I've seen him play very well in the National Football League. Showing blitz.
He gets it away quickly, and behind his intended receiver, Rich Bartlewski. And Ricky Andrews was the man from his linebacker position.
Normally, when you have a man coming in this gap, the guard will close, the tackle will close, the tight end will close, and they'll turn the outside guy loose. Evidently, did not have that built into this call. Release the man up in the gap, quarterback takes a hit. Should always protect the inside gaps.
Montreal, 34% of 3rd down attempts this year, and it's 3rd and 10. And Montreal quarterbacks have been sacked 13 times as San Antonio has jumped out on top of Ohio on another interception return for a touchdown.
Coming after him again.
Montreal got on the board last week, and the catch by Williams, he dropped it. What do they call it? We're not getting a call. Now they call incomplete.
Carl Dunbar thought he was going to get to be a running back.
Malcolm Frank was the man that made the stick right there out of Baylor.
He read the blitz. He went to the hot receiver, getting it off quickly before he could get sacked. Got it to the man. Now, Williams hasn't been with him for the last few weeks. He was just reactivated. And here's Carl Dunbar, defensive end, thinking he's going to be a running back. Too bad, Carl.
Robbins is back at his 30-yard line with Joe Howard Johnson set up at the 20. Robbins, second-year pro from Michigan, sends it down to the 22, and Joe Howard Johnson's met immediately down there. 31 on the coverage was Jamie Gray, 32 yards on the punt. We'll be back to Orlando after this.
There's change in the air. Big change. Fares with savings up to 50% in the U.S. United Airlines announces fares for business travelers, first-class flyers, and vacationers, too. Now when you fly, you'll find dramatic savings and exchangeable, more flexible tickets. It's our economic plan to lift the nation from the airline that's uniting the world. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds. Except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99. For a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Skin Bracer Aftershave. Its cool, brisk tingle really gets you going. And what a great scent. Skin Bracer.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
Red Devil Enamel. You can always count on its durable finish. Harder than ordinary paints, its beauty lasts and lasts. Red Devil Enamel for the finish of a lifetime.
Sunday, a bounty hunter, a lady on the lam, and a gang with a grudge. Clint Eastwood as you've never seen him before. Pink Cadillac, Sunday.
Well, there was a penalty on that punt against Orlando, so they moved back to their 10-yard line. Let's check out last night in the World League as Barcelona gets 3 field goals from Teddy Garcia, including a league record 51-yarder. They win it 9-0. And then Birmingham, Mike Norseth, a couple of touchdown passes as Birmingham beat Sacramento 28-14. And the Knights finally off the schneid. Kendall Traynor got 2 chances to kick the game-winning field goal after the penalty. And he hit it from 32 yards out and with no time left. And we'll see New York against this Montreal team next week in Montreal. As you look at number 56, Darrell Davis, 3rd-year pro from TCU.
He had a heck of a game against the offensive right tackle from Ohio last week. I bet you the guy from Ohio had a headache after the ball game from just being spun around and knocked down and everything else. He really played well. Buffalo plans to move him to the inside and work him as an inside linebacker. It'll be an interesting experiment.
And that's one of the reasons he's here with Montreal. You talked about the experience of the Montreal defense as Galen Hall looks on. 11 starters with a total of 54 years professional experience. That's about 5 years per player. As an NBA basketball, Boston beat Miami today, and Boston wins the Atlantic Division. So congratulations to Chris Ford, their head coach. And by the way, there's a Chris Ford playing for the Orlando Thunder today. Backup wide receiver. So back to the 10-yard line after the blocking penalty on the punt. 1st and 10. 3:49 to go, first quarter. Grannis Bell in motion to the far side. Give it to Darrell Clark. Cuts it up nicely across the 15 to the 16-yard line. The veteran from Arizona State met there by Darrell Davis and Darrell Holmes.
This is the new play they put in. They're going to start here, and then they bend all the way back because of the pursuit angles the linebackers tend to take for Montreal's defense. Now watch the linebackers flow. See, now they seal them off, and they come back to the outside. Good design. You don't run that play often, but when you do, you normally get 6, 7, 8 yards.
Dick, we've got an injury on the field. It's to number 55, the field judge, Richard Reels, and he has come over to the sideline now, and they're going to check out his ankle. So we're going with one less official at the moment on a 2nd and 4. See if Orlando can take advantage of it. Play action. Mitchell finds Roger Vick. And Vick gets it across the 30. Mitchell took a big hit that time. Mitchell was nailed by Daryl Davis, 16 yards on the pickup, but Mitchell's kind of looking at the official going, why'd you let him do that to me?
But he got up smiling. You know why he got up smiling? He threw the completion. If he'd have been throwing the incomplete pass, he'd have got up mad at the official. You'll see him right there. Here comes wham. He takes a nice shot. That's actually a late hit.
For Roger Vick, just his 3rd pass reception this year, a guy they really haven't looked to, and he was wide open on that play.
They had already run that play one time, but it was defense the last time. Again, they ran it in a different down and distance situation. 1st and 10, ball at the 32-yard line. 2:40 left to go, first quarter. Mitchell finally finds a man underneath. That's Tommy Stowers at the 34. That's going to pick up just a couple as Daryl Davis, 3rd-year man from TCU, 6'2", 249, 19 tackles, 3 sacks so far this year. He has real good explosion off the ball when they use him as a pass rusher rather than a drop linebacker.
Mitchell so far 4 of 6 for 35 yards.
Boy, when you talk to the quarterback coach, Ken Karcher, about him, he just thinks he's going to have a great career in the NFL.
They split Roger Vick. He's the man at the bottom of your screen, the running back, number 49, on a 2nd and 7. They go back to the far side. The pass incomplete, intended for Grannis Bell. Let's go to Jimmy Valvano. Jim.
Hey, Rod, you talk about Scott Mitchell. Hey, he is a bright guy. He not only took his entire offensive line out to dinner on Friday, he also took all the running backs and the wide receivers. He doesn't like to get hit. He likes everybody to catch the ball. Maybe if that late hit, he should take some officials, too. Back to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Jim. I wonder if he took him to the buffet or let him order a la carte.
But you can tell he's been in the National Football League. He has a few bucks.
You bet. 3rd and 7. Orlando 2 of 3 in 3rd down situations with 1:25 to go, first quarter. Mitchell going downfield to Vick. Right over the top of him. Kevin MacArthur, the inside linebacker, with pretty good coverage right there.
Very good coverage, but they got the coverage they wanted. They wanted Roger Vick down the hole, no safeties, tied up 1-on-1 on a linebacker. They got it, but there was McKenzie covering him all the way. Did a real nice job.
Ray Criswell, 4th in the World League in punting, back at his 20. Pete Manley, who doesn't believe in fair catches, at the 30. And he is not pulled down. He gets away, still on his feet. Crum misses him. Penalty marker is down, and he's finally knocked out at the 20-yard line. A penalty marker down at the 25, as Michael Tidley was the man that finally drove him out of bounds. 35 yards in the punt, a minus 10 on the return.
This is really tough on a blocker when the returner is running opposite, going away from him. That pulls the defender with the return man. It's tough to hit him straight up. Really tough.
Less than a minute to go, first quarter. Orlando leads by 3.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You can taste it, feel it, know you got it right. 'Cause everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else.
Before we made a driver's minivan airbag standard in the Plymouth Voyager and the Dodge Caravan, we tested it. We did the same with our available all-wheel drive and ABS brakes. And now, for 1992, Chrysler introduces the world's first built-in fold-away child seat. And for this latest achievement, we'd like to thank all the little people who made it possible.
Did I get that right? Perfect.
Back in 5, Stephanie?
When you're trying to eat right, days like this are a disaster. Is this it?
Stephanie Powers talks about Kellogg's Nutri-Grain.
The only time I really control what I eat is at breakfast, and the whole grain in Kellogg's Nutri-Grain gives me a natural start. No sugar added, no preservatives, nothing fake. No matter what I eat later, at breakfast I call the shots.
Naturally good. Nutri-Grain, the natural place to start.
The World League. Touchdown. How do you like it so far?
Don't miss the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
This is the World League. It's a world of diversity. No team more diverse than the Machine. Hey, they can say Happy Easter in 4 different languages. Watch this.
Joyeux Pâques, that's French. Christus Donesti, that's in Greek.
Glad påsk alla svenskar, that's Swedish.
Happy Easter, y'all. That's from the big country of Texas.
Only in the World League.
You gotta love it, huh? That's Sal. That's Sal, son. You see what he had on his hand there?
How
Gig
come Valvano didn't give it us in Italian? Huh?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah, he probably could do it, too.
Well, we hope all of you are having a wonderful Easter weekend. We've got less than a minute to go. First quarter, Montreal 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Aaron Emanuel, the running back, and he is really stacked up outside. The job being done by Carl Dunbar to stretch it out, and he got some help there from Glenn Rogers to stack him up. Dunbar's been very impressive this year, first-year pro out of LSU.
And the 2 nose guards now playing even defensive tackles, working inside out down the line of scrimmage. See, there's no place to cut back. He has to keep moving toward the line, rather the sideline. Good defense by Carl Dunbar, as you said, Roger.
4-yard loss for Aaron Emanuel, 2nd and 14 from the 17-yard line.
Watch play action, baby. Watch play action.
Dilwick checking off at the line of scrimmage.
Got him, huh? Oh, they got him, yeah.
He has Bartlewski at the 20, and he is stuck right there by Todd Crum, the leading tackler for the Orlando Thunder, with 22 stops coming into the game and an interception. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll return after this message from the World League and a word from our ABC stations.
Imagine being in the Rose Bowl for Super Bowl 27, or in Montreal for World Bowl 1992, the World League Championship, or in London to see the Washington Redskins versus the 49ers in the American Bowl, or relaxing in Hawaii with the NFL's greatest players in the Pro Bowl. Now imagine being there for all of pro football's biggest events. Write down this number, 800-582-5377. You could win the grand prize in pro football's World Tour Sweepstakes. Stay tuned for more details.
Monday, William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and Back from the Future, Christopher Lloyd. Star Trek 3, Monday.
Please release me, let me go.
This allergy season, free yourself of congestion, itchy eyes, sinus pain with Sinutab Sinus Allergy from the first name in sinus relief. Sinutab Sinus Allergy, relief for prisoners of sinus suffering.
Release me and let me live again.
Hi, I'm Bill Bevins. You can see Lisa Thacker or me every Wednesday and Saturday night at 11:20 when we host the Virginia Lottery's live lotto drawing.
And that's not all. In fact, winning Pick 3 and Pick 4 numbers are drawn 6 days a week at 7:28 p.m. every Monday through Saturday evening.
So catch us here on WJLA TV 7 to see if Lady Luck smiles on your lucky number.
New Age.
Channel meditation.
It's big in California, but the second largest New Age community is right here in D.C. For some, this metaphysical phenomenon is gospel. For others, it's garbage. But what exactly is this alternative way? And how can you tell the difference between a pro and a con? Paul Berry takes you on a journey into this mystical world. Is New Age really the power within? Tuesday at 11 on News 7.
Happy Easter from 7 on your side.
World League Football. Brought to you by Chrysler Corporation and its divisions. Proud sponsors of the 1992 U.S. Olympic team.
And we welcome you back. Dennis Airy, the wide receiver, Stacy Simmons there on the Orlando bench. I'm Roger Twybo along with Dick Vermeil and Jim Valvano. We've got a 3rd and 10 for Montreal. They trail 3-0 They're at their own 20-yard line. Set to go second quarter from the Citrus Bowl. Dilweg, plenty of time. He's going to run with it. And he doesn't do that very well, and he is pounded at the 29-yard line. And I can tell you, Jacques Dussault does not want to see Anthony Dilweg run.
No, he
Ephraim
doesn't.
Thomas and Maurice Crum make the tackle.
But see, the pattern was taken away downfield. He had a lot of time to throw, good protection. But he has a knee brace on each leg, not a runner, banged up, trying to protect himself, yet he wants to make that first down. A lot of guts by Anthony Dilweg.
L. Robbins will come in and stand at his 15. Average 42.6 yards at Michigan. That's a Wolverine record. As Joe Howard Johnson will come up to the 37 and take it off balance. Still on his feet, though. Manages to get to the 36-yard line. They're not going to call it, though, Dick. 34 yards on the punt, -1 on the return, as he got caught off guard there.
Well, you can see by the first quarter stats that Orlando's ahead 3-0, and it's reflected in the stats. Just 34-yard total offense for Montreal, 63, no turnovers, no red zone points. Pretty even, except for that one drive.
I don't know, Dick, we thought these two teams were fairly evenly matched. Their two previous meetings had both been close games decided by field goals. So I guess we're about where we should be at 3-0 after the first quarter.
I think we'll see the game gradually open up and more big plays by both teams.
Out of the shotgun, Mitchell going downfield. Joe Howard Johnson had it in his hands at the 38-yard line. D. Thomas, third-year pro from Nichols State, was the man on the coverage, but that ball should have been caught.
Definitely should have been caught. He's in between two people playing zone, not playing him man-to-man I&O or anything like just zone. He should go make that catch. He should get his thumbs together and go back and catch that ball and draw it to his body. It went between his hands, thumbs not together.
2nd and 10.
He doesn't drop many.
Joe Howard Johnson, the veteran from Notre Dame, enhancement player from the Redskins, and that was fired into Dennis Airy at the 42-yard line. Elliott Smith makes the tackle, 6 yards on the pickup. Airy, a very sure-handed receiver out of San Diego State. And that time, Mitchell showed you he could put a little heat on the football.
Oh, yeah, he can hum it. They use that short 8 to 10-yard hook in any down and distance situation. They'll use it on first, they'll use it in second 7+, they'll use it in third and 7+. They really like that play.
3rd down and 3 as Airy comes in motion in the near side. Looks like Montreal jumped off sides. Flag goes down. They tried to swing it out to Roger Vick, but it's going to be an offsides call.
He gave him a very hard bark in that cadence, and the defensive linemen were pulled off because of that hard sound by the quarterback.
Looked like Emmanuel King, number 66. Stan Kemp, the referee there.
You have to discipline yourself to key the ball on pass rush situations. And
number 50 on the defense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Well, they're going to say it was on MacArthur, number 50. King was jumping there too, one or the other.
Both were off, you bet.
So that is a first down. 14 first downs by penalty this year for the Orlando Thunder. 1st and 10, 48-yard line. And once again, the ball is dropped. That's Simmons, and that is what Galen Hall has been talking about. Simmons says they haven't been going to me enough. And Galen Hall says you just haven't been catching the ball enough.
You know what happens too, just like anything, if you play golf and things aren't going well, you lose your confidence. And in visiting with this young man the last couple of weeks, I sense that he has lost a little confidence. He will regain it after he makes a great catch, but he just lost a little bit more by dropping an easy one.
Simmons will come to the near side this time on a 2nd and 10. We've seen Orlando go downfield once, and Simmons loses it, and it's picked off. Intercepted back there, number 20, Darrell Holmes, 6th-year pro from Fort Valley State, gets his first interception of the year, and he'll give you a little boogie-woogie.
See,
in his incitement.
They run a trap action inside to tie up the linebackers that creates that throwing lane. That ball's up in there. Yes, it's high. It should be caught.
was 110 consecutive passes without an interception until just then for Mitchell.
We want to show you what an American car company can do when we put our minds to it. In 1989, this Dodge Viper was just a concept.
In January, it started rolling off an assembly line in Detroit, Michigan.
Nobody in the country ever developed a car that fast. From now on, every new car Chrysler makes is going to be built the way this one was. And that's by a team. Product and manufacturing engineers, designers, finance guys, and marketers, all working together with one idea: making a great car.
And this is where they'll do it, our new billion-dollar Chrysler Technology Center. We'll have 7,000 people here, designing, testing, hand-building prototypes. There's even a pilot factory to get right before we produce a single car.
We've been telling you about Chrysler advantages for some time now. We've changed this company to give you even higher quality cars, faster, and at lower cost. For those of us who forgot, it's called being competitive.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
We welcome you back. Stacy Simmons, that young man, dropped one and then missed another that was then intercepted. And Montreal with good field position at the 41-yard line.
There's Stacy, and he knows he's fighting it. He really does.
Well, he's overcome a lot just to play football. He's a diabetic.
Yeah.
Aaron Emanuel, the ball carrier, and he struggles ahead. Gets maybe a couple. Let's check on that game going on in San Antonio with Mark Jones. Mark?
First quarter action, Pat O'Hara drops back to pass, and look what happens. Trips over his feet, and why does he throw that? You have to wonder. Gary Richard picks it off for San Antonio, and it is smooth, smooth sailing. 7-0, San Antonio leads.
Well, that game is now moving to the second quarter. Is he down when he's on his back? Can he go ahead and throw it?
Yeah, if no one put him down. No one made contact. That's a first. I've never seen that.
I don't think I've seen that either.
It's the World League.
2nd and 7 from the 44. Emanuel again, and he is hit behind the line of scrimmage. 78, Carl Dunbar, having his way with the right side of the offensive line.
Well, Charlie's defense is doing a real good job when they switch from the 3-4 to play these guys in 4-3. Charlie Bailey, the defensive coordinator's defense, with those 4 down linemen, they are controlling the line of scrimmage, and this also allows the linebackers to move freely to attack the run.
Montreal 0 for 3 in 3rd down situations, 3rd and 5. Montreal quarterbacks have been sacked 13 times for 108 yards this year, and they're coming hard at Dillweg. The pass was there. The intended receiver was number 82, Steve Williams. Dillweg was drilled. Steve Williams was drilled. And Anthony Dillweg, slow in getting up, as Robert Presbury was the man that put the heavy rush on.
See, they brought 7 people. They pick everybody but the man to the back of the quarterback. He drills him legally just as he throws a football. Presbury, number 72. Wham! That's a tough one to take.
And Malcolm Frank was on the coverage as Monty Robbins back in there to kick it. He's standing at the 31-yard line. It's a high punt. Fair catch being called by Joe Howard Johnson at the 20. And we got a timeout, 10-11 left to go first half. The Thunder leads by 3.
Tuesday, Rosie has some fast food.
We don't charge by the grape, we charge by the pound. I know what I weighed before I ate the grapes, so why not climb up here on this hill?
Lausanne. Then.
Where's my suitcase?
It's riding the rails.
I wish it had been mine. No problem, Luke.
Coach returns Tuesday.
There it goes! Clickety-clack!
Cliff here at IHOP. Lately, people have been saying, Cliff, you spend entirely too much time at IHOP.
Hi, Cliff.
Sorry I'm late. Oh, sure, I drop by once in a while for the weekday breakfast deals. I mean, I'm talking real breakfast here. And I'm in and out of here in no time. Morning, Cliff. Hi, Harry. But I really don't spend that much time here. Bill.
The quick 2-egg breakfast, now only $2.99. 2 eggs, 2 bacon, hash browns, and toast, just $2.99 at your International House of Pancakes.
When you think of sports, think of Frank Herzog. He's not the kind of guy to sit on the sidelines. For over 20 years, he's been getting in the middle of the action. And as the voice of the Redskins, no one's closer to the play-by-play.
Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
From Herzog's hot shots to his local prep player of the week. When you want more than just the score, you want Frank Herzog Sports on News 7. Think of us as your news team.
On the Prudential halftime report, Dick and I will break down the first half for you, plus Jim Valvano will have a...
I'm having fun, yes. Although I get a little intense every now and then because of the situation we're in, but I'm having fun. I love doing what I'm doing.
How could you make that call?
I could be here for the rest of my life as long as I'm winning and having fun doing it.
Well, that was Larry Little, and we'll be hearing from him at halftime. Winning and having fun. Ohio hasn't done much of that this year. None at all so far as they're in action today and trailing as the Orlando Thunder gets 3 on that running play with Roger Vick. You see San Antonio leading Ohio 7-0. Jerry Crafts has checked in at a tackle. He's number 77, 6'6", 348. Jerry said he's been losing a few pounds every week.
Oh, gosh. I'll tell you, I stood next to him in the locker room the other day, and he hadn't lost an ounce.
He was asking me, how was it out there in Arizona? He kind of like to maybe play out there. Was it real hot? 2nd and 6 as Mitchell will roll to the far side. He's got Tidley, the tight end. And I'll tell you what, Tidley across the 35 to the 37. Grannis Bell was over there and could have really helped him with a block. But unfortunately, he didn't get it as James Lott from Clemson made the tackle.
See, those plays are really tough to defense when you're playing a zone. They read the run. If you're man-to-man, somebody will be locked on man-to-man to that tight end. In zone, you're not locked on. Your defensive field, the play action pulls you into the run. You come off. Boy, it's a tough one to defend. Everybody runs it.
Yeah, you see Scott Mitchell looking at the wristband there as they do get the first down. 6 of 13, 55 yards. The interception, just his 2nd of the year, as Vick will pound it across the 40. That time, Jerry Crafts, Blaine Rose, Rodney Lassow, the center, right side of that line leading the way. Roland Poutier, number 76, the left defensive end, 5th-year pro from Oregon.
You know, they're going to have to find a better way to block Desmond Royal in there to nose guard, give the center some help because he's raising heck inside there.
93 Michael Finn is checked into the game. There's Royal. He's going to come out and get a rest. 2nd and 5. Bring it to Grannis Bell. That time they faked the swing out to Roger Vick and caught Grannis Bell trying to cut across.
Tell Valvano that's number 1 today. That's the one play.
Tonight, Clint Eastwood stars in a network television premiere on the ABC Sunday Night Movie. Bernadette Peters co-stars in Pink Cadillac. 8:30, 7:30 Central. That's tonight.
I used to drive a black one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice convertible?
No. Nice car, though.
3rd and 5. Dennis Airy, man in motion. And Crafts was moving over there on the right side. You see, that time, Crafts was looking at 55 Ray Savage, who was going to be coming. And when you're 348 and the guy coming at you is only 240, you got to start back, get those roller skates on and go backwards.
You know he's a linebacker with a lot of speed.
5 yards, still 3rd down.
But I'll tell you this, the Thunder, they've been penalized the fewest yards in the World League, just 145. That's why they're 3-1. New York, 1-4. They've been penalized the most yards.
That's also the disadvantage of rotating in and out of the ball game.
There's that matchup, Savage 55. See Crafts, he's not even going to get into a 3-point stance. He won't even think about it on a 3rd and 10 now. Mitchell has got Grannis Bell. First down at the 43-yard line. James Lott on the coverage, and Dick, that was purely a timing pattern right there.
When we look down from here, Grantisbell was still running upfield, not looking at the quarterback. Now watch him turn. See, he does a nice job of throwing at this, and Grantisbell just turns around at the last second to get that ball. He knew it was going to be there. They were throwing it to a spot or an area on the field. Very well done. Well coached.
20 yards on the reception. Bell averaging just around 14 yards per reception this year. He's caught 3 touchdown passes.
You know, he told me with the small squads in practice by Friday, his legs are dead. He goes from a 4-4 guy on Monday to a 4-7 guy on Friday.
1st and 10.
There it is again. Throw it to him.
Mitchell going deep. Joe Howard Johnson, the intended receiver. And Michael Titley was wide open, but he decided to go deep where Quentin Jones had the coverage. And it appeared as though...
You'll see he had the tight end right there, wide open, but he was going for the big one. See, they thrown the tight end on that one time in the back in the same type of action one time. This time they were going for a big one.
I want to tell you, 64, Rick Cunningham, the left tackle, was about 10 yards downfield on that play. And he looked up and got, you know, he kind of looked around. There were no flags.
Hey, I got by with one.
Snuck back to the huddle. 2nd and 10, 6:30 left to go, first half. Mitchell saw something he didn't like and is going to call the timeout. That's the 2nd timeout used by Orlando. They lead it by 3.
In a world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Skin Bracer Aftershave. Its cool, brisk tingle really gets you going. And what a great scent. Skin Bracer.
No better way to face the day. Find Bennett.
He may be a Superman, but after 75 fastballs, even Nolan Ryan's muscles can ache.
After the game, it's Advil, and those aches are long gone.
Today, it isn't aspirin or Tylenol acetaminophen. It's Advil. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Did I get that right? Perfect.
Back in 5, Stephanie?
When you're trying to eat right, days like this are a disaster. Is this it?
Stephanie Powers talks about Kellogg's Nutri-Grain.
The only time I really control what I eat is at breakfast, and the whole grain in Kellogg's Nutri-Grain gives me a natural start. No sugar added, no preservatives, nothing fake. No matter what I eat later, at breakfast I call the shots.
Naturally good. Nutri-Grain, the natural place to start.
Psst. Hey, Bud, who do you like in the Derby?
Be alert for their blitz. Remember, if you got a blitz and you got Stacy coming, keep it low.
I'll put it right in his face, man.
Put it right in his face.
Well,
yeah. See what they're talking about there. What they're talking about there, the 2 wide receivers are going to run quick hitches, and the slot men are going to go to the corner. If he gets a blitz, they're going to try to go to the corner. If they drop off and go zone, they'll throw to the outside hitches.
2nd and 10. At the 43-yard line, 4 wide receivers. Vick is the up back. And that ball is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. A lot of pressure that time. Maybe not quite as deep a drop as Mitchell normally takes.
Well, he saw the blitz coming, see, and then he wanted to try to get it on the delay route over here. But you know that one of the receivers got knocked downfield, and they didn't call anything.
Yeah, we've talked to a lot of the coaches. I know you feel this way about the no bump rule. It's taking the big play away.
Oh, there's no
They've
question
only gone downfield one time. 8th play on this drive on a 3rd and 10. They're completing more passes this year in the World League, but a lot of underneath stuff. Trips to the far side. Mitchell wide open is Joe Howard Johnson, who slips. Now he takes it outside. He's got a wall, and Howard Johnson will go inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, where Darrell Holmes finally makes a tackle, and Joe Howard Johnson, the veteran from Notre Dame, with 26 yards on the pickup.
The whole key to this is the pass protection right there. See, that gave him time. Man-to-man, they brought the 1 extra linebacker. Now he rallies. Good runner. Remember, this guy has a fine kickoff, punt return. He gets a block right there. Does a nice job of using his running skills as well as his receiving skills.
Enhancement player from the Washington Redskins has its 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Blitz.
Yeah, a lot of movement up front. Lasso never got a chance to snap the football as the flags go down. 5:10 to go. First half, Orlando leads Montreal 3-0 in this North American East Division matchup.
Illegal snap on the center, number 52 on the offense. 5 yards, still first down.
I've never heard that call before. There's the official. Stan Kemp, the referee. Bud Williams, the umpire.
That's
Mark
because
Baltz,
you're an
the
old
head
center.
linesman. You bet. Bill Reynolds, the line judge. Richard Fields, the field judge, who was injured. Tommy Moore, the back judge, and Mike Borgard. As you look at Jacques Dussault, the head coach for the Machine. 1st and 15 from the 23.
Trap pass.
Stowers drops the ball at the 20.
See, that's tough. You're running away from the quarterback and it's throwing behind you. You've got to get that out in front of the receiver so he can continue to run. Now he's going to fake a trap up inside. Then he's going to come out and throw it. Here he is, left-handed, firing it out there. See, and he had to reach back behind him to try to make that catch. Turned around completely. That's tough.
Well, some drop passes today by Orlando, something we haven't seen much from them. 15 of the last 17 plays by the Thunder have been passes, as on 2nd and 15 they'll run it inside the 20. Roger Vick gets to the 18-yard line, where D. Thomas, 22 tackles coming into this game, a 5'10", 185-pounder from Nicholls State. Sets up now a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 10 with 4:17 to go, first half, and everyone looking at the risks.
The big thing here is to don't take a sack. You're in a passing formation. You're already in good field goal range. You take a sack and move it back 10 yards. You lose about 15% in your efficiency in kicking.
Play action. Jump pass. Joe Howard Johnson inside the 10.
Really clever play. That's a bootleg and then a shovel pass.
We'll see where they mark the football, Dick. It's going to be close to the first down. Darrell Holmes made the tackle. They're going to spot it just inside the 10. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough for the first down.
And that means they have about 2 yards to go. I'd kick the field goal.
Well, they're not going to do it, as Scott Mitchell's still out there on the field. And they're going to take,
fouled up.
Yeah, they're going to take the timeout, as Orlando takes their last timeout of the first half with 3:20 to go.
With 3:20 to go. See what happened? I think they got some wrong personnel in there correlating to the play that they wanted to run. He recognized it, Scott Mitchell that is. He's coming over to talk to the coach about it.
Well, next Sunday on ABC Sports, World League coverage continues here on ABC with regional action. The Knights will go to Montreal to take on the Machine. Dick and I will be there for that one. Or Sacramento will travel and travel and travel to London to meet the defending World League but struggling champs, the London Monarchs. That's next Sunday. Check your local listings. And for an update on our other game today, let's check in with Mark Jones. Mark?
Second quarter action, Mike Johnson in charge of that San Antonio offense. Calls the quarterback draw, runs 10 yards for the touchdown as San Antonio moves out in front 14-0.
Same old story for Ohio, finding themselves in the hole, not able to generate any offense. They trail at 14-0. Orlando, this is the first time, Dick, that they've gone for it on 4th down this year. It's 4th and let's call it a long one at the 9. There's Stacy Simmons. And not a very good pass that time by Scott Mitchell. Joe Howard Johnson, the intended receiver.
Scott's mad at himself there. All he had to do was get it in the air just to, a foot higher, and Joe Howard could make it. He comes out on a short sprint out action, moving to the right center of your screen. See, he's coming out, getting away from the backside rush. He puts it out there, but he throws it nose down, wide open. I still believe when you're close enough right there early in the ball game, take your 3 points and go home and celebrate. That could come back and haunt you late in this ball game.
Montreal has just generated 48 yards of offense so far. Yep. 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. Dilweg is checking off at the line of scrimmage. And Aaron Emanuel fumbles. It's fumbled and recovered there by number 56, Wayne Dixon. and there appeared to be some confusion. Now,
either the quarterback slapped the ball into Emmanuel's stomach or he put it in there properly and Emmanuel didn't accept it. You'll see him take a counter step move. Watch him counter step move away from the direction he's going. Now watch him come back. Watch the handoff there. He handed it off too high. See, he didn't take it down to the bread basket. Again, a disadvantage of rotating running backs in there. Harris in there, Emmanuel in there, different sizes, different body builds. Quarterback has to really concentrate at getting the ball to the mesh point with that running back. Didn't do it then. Major turnover.
Another chance for the Thunder, as they'll have it 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Roger Vick, the lone setback with just over 3 minutes to go. Vick down to about the 2. Number 90 came up to make the stop there, Desmond Royal, and there's Aaron Emmanuel.
Turnovers in the World League are more critical than any league that I've ever been exposed to. 20 wins this year, 2 losses when you're even or better in turnovers in 23 games.
Well, you see the Thunder defense at +9 on the turnover differential leads the league. 2nd and goal from the 3. Vick one more time. Montreal, good job defensively right there. And the key man, don't look at the guy that made the tackle, but look at Reggie Clark, the man that was able to string it out, that allowed the defensive back, number 24, D. Thomas, to make the stop.
Didn't allow him to turn up. See, he keeps him moving parallel to the line of scrimmage. You see him coming inside out. He cannot turn up. And then the defenders come in with those pads down. Dude, nice job of defense there by Reggie Clark, as you said, Roger. Big, strong guy at 240 pounds.
And they're going to let it go down to the 2-minute warning. Remember, Orlando is out of timeouts now in the first half.
You know what they might do right now is go with their 2-point play.
2-minute warning. Thunder leads at 3-0.
It's a mower like no other. For only $299.99, get this 5-horsepower Craftsman power-propelled mower that lets you bag or mulch. Save $100. It's a spectacular value above the rest.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. With 6 rich lubricants. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
In 1984, there was only one company in the world that made a minivan. Since then, 6 companies have followed. However, if you want one that offers anti-lock brakes, all-wheel drive, a driver's airbag, and a built-in child seat, there's only one company you can turn to.
Okay, we're ready.
The company that invented the minivan in the first place, Chrysler. In this business, you lead, follow, or get out of the way.
Next Sunday on ABC Sports.
Well, you're taking a look at the official right there, number 55, Richard Reels, who injured his leg, and he's got it iced up, and he's trying, he's toughing it out.
He's reffing hurt.
He's reffing hurt. So the field judge over there trying to suck it up and ref tough. 3rd down and goal for 2. Mitchell throwing back against the grain. Touchdown to Michael Titley. Scott Mitchell, his 8th touchdown pass of the year. And for Titley, his first touchdown reception, first-year pro from the University of Iowa. And Aaron Emmanuel was the man that fumbled, but we got to tell you, Dilwick didn't give him a great handoff.
No, I blame the quarterback on that.
Now for the extra point, Tracy Bennett. And the man that caught the touchdown pass, Michael Titley, is the snapper. He's had his hands all over that football. 10-0. Thunder leads it. And Dick, their time of possession in the 2nd quarter, over 10 minutes.
They've eaten that clock alive. Here you go. See, he comes out again, that same action. Broke the discipline on the coverage. Down in that area, you have to be playing man-to-man. I'll bet 9 times out of 10. I'd be surprised if they were playing zone. But I think Savage, number 55, the left outside linebacker who ended up rushing, blew the coverage on that.
Stepping strong.
He's stepping
That's what you call stepping strong.
Take a look again. See, action to the left, now come out to the right. Left-hander has to get his body around nicely. He does it, throws it. That's not that tough to defense if you're in man-to-man.
you can demonstrate here in the World League, and we see a lot of guys trying to, well, dance, do a little high stepping.
I was talking to Titley about, leaving New Jersey out of high school to go to Iowa to play football. He said, oh, it was a cultural shock. He says, those Iowa people, they're all farmers, but they do love football.
Well, 1:55 to go. Tracy Bennett will kick it off, and Montreal got all the timeouts. They've got 3, and they'll get a chance to put something on the board. They haven't been able to generate much so far. They really haven't had very good field position.
I know it, but Charlie Bailey's 4-3 defense has really stopped the running game, and that's what they really do best. They are a 50% run, 50% pass team. Right now they have.
Kick is into the wind, and Darrell Harris will take it at the 5. Harris across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Mike Nettles makes the tackle. Let's go to Jim Valvano. Jim.
Well, Roger, the field judge, Richard Reels, is injured. He said he pulled a muscle, cannot go. I was just wondering, Coach Vermeil, how does this affect the ball game and the calling of the game?
Probably help it. One less mistake going to be made.
Don't tell Richard that, Jim.
I'm just teasing. You need all those guys on the field nowadays because the game is so complex and people do so many more things with the ball than they used to do.
1st and 10. Call at the 28-yard line. Dillweg just 2 of 6 for 29 yards, working now out of the shotgun. And he's got his man at the 35-yard line, the receiver Reggie Bynum. And let's go back to Jimmy.
Roger, Richard heard that comment from Dick Vermeil. He's going to have him ejected in the second half. So be careful. Someone's coming up.
Well, come on up here and take my place then, Jim. You could do it.
2nd and 3 as Bynum, who has been injured, and a penalty marker down as Manley makes the catch at the 41-yard line. As a matter of fact, 2 flags are down. Glenn Rogers, 26, was there on the coverage. An enhancement player from the Miami Dolphins out of Memphis State. Bynum had a badly bruised leg as the penalty is going to go against the Orlando Thunder.
Illegal contact. See, and I was talking to Rogers the other day on the practice field about the difference in the World League and the NFL. He said, well, where I was in the NFL, they had some unbelievable skilled people with great, and this is a great experience, but the skilled people don't quite match up with the NFL.
So penalty against the Thunder, and it's going to be a 1st down for Montreal. Anthony Dillwig working out of the shotgun, trying to get him a little bit more time.
Hey, call it, don't play.
4 wide receivers.
Yellow, 95.
Just their 2nd 1st down there by the penalty for the machine.
Coming after him, coming after him.
Oh,
he's got it.
He's nailed by Todd Crum. Crum was a man that got him, and 94 was over there trying to pick up the football. Willie Wyatt.
Good defensive call by Charlie Bailey. Evidently, in a pass protection scheme, they could not pick up the blitz. To the top right or center of your screen, you'll see Crum, number 43. No one picks him up. Quarterback not reading hot receiver. He becomes a pancake flat on his back. And now there's Willie Wyatt trying to pick it up. Just fall on the darn thing.
And Crum says, get out of here. Let me have it.
Turn over the football, you lose.
Todd Crum, 22 tackles, an interception, and now 3 fumble recoveries on the year. He has been an active man in the secondary out of Michigan State. I want to say one thing. That was a lazy snap from the center. If you notice it, Dillweg was moving back. The ball hadn't gotten there yet. And once again, a turnover by Montreal. 1:10 to go. Mitchell is going to swing it out to Roger Vick. And Vick will be stopped at the 18-yard line.
When a quarterback gets hit by a man not blocked, there's either more rushers than they have pass protectors, and there's supposed to be a side adjustment, hot receiver principle used, or else they're in an unsound protection. And or else somebody made a mistake and didn't come out and get the man.
15,
can't tell which.
Dick, 15 times now Montreal quarterbacks have been sacked this year with 42 seconds to go. Remember, Orlando with no timeouts left in the 1st half, as Mitchell finally gets it away and will throw it out of bounds there. Number 55 was the man, Ray Savage, putting some pressure on that time, and we've just received word that Daryl Clack will not come back today for the Orlando Thunder. He's got some bruised ribs.
Scott did a nice job that time under pressure, recognizing where he was, read the pattern, and he didn't take the sack. There's Clack sitting there on the bench.
Boy, that is a huge loss right there. He's their leading receiver, leading rusher. 3rd down and 10. And shoulder pad. Where's Darrell?
He lost a lot of weight all of a sudden, didn't he? Darrell, get out of there.
The invisible football player. Now, Montreal has called a timeout with 32 seconds to go.
Morning breath.
As soon as I have my coffee, it's all gone.
Whether you admit it or not, it's a problem.
Okay, I have morning breath, but it doesn't bother anyone.
Don't be so sure.
Mine's not so bad.
Morning breath's not as bad as you think. It's worse. So get Scope. Its 2 powerful ingredients kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Was my morning breath really that bad?
There's no denying morning breath, so save your breath with Scope.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's 110% protection against wetness and odor that lasts all day. Start the morning with Speed Stick, the wide stick, for powerful 24-hour protection.
No better way to face the day. No better way to face the day.
Speed Stick, 110% protection.
Oh, there's a look at Jacques Dussault, the head coach of the Machine. He had some experience as a head coach of the French national team, coached in the collegiate ranks in Canada, spent some time at Miami of Ohio, the cradle of coaches, learning more about the American football
Just tell
game.
him what you think. That's all. You don't want to use it on that.
3rd down and 10 from the 13-yard line. 5 wide receivers for the Orlando Thunder in 32 seconds. And pressure by Montreal as they're bringing a lot of folks. Wide open, Dennis Airy can't hold on to it.
Can't throw it any better. That ball's got to be caught. Dennis Airy is very sure-handed. I've watched him on the practice field make some spectacular catches. Here he drops one he should catch. Protection good enough. They're in man-to-man coverage. He's got a corner pattern going right in the middle of the screen. My gosh. Woo! He cannot believe it. Scott Mitchell saying, it's not my day.
31-yard attempt by Tracy Bennett. 5 of 6 on the year. Into the wind. I'll tell you, this 3-time NAIA All-American from Mesa State in Colorado has really shown well so far this season, and the Thunder lead 13-0, and it's been the turnovers they've taken advantage of.
You bet. If Joe Clark makes some adjustments halftime offensively, Joe Clark's their offensive coordinator at Montreal, that drop pass, along with some others, could come back to really haunt you.
Well, next Saturday, ABC Sports begins live weekend coverage of the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf from Austin, Texas. Chi-Chi and his friends will be there. Then on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour, champions only will be invited to compete in the game's greatest challenge. It's the $300,000 Firestone Tournament of Champions. That's all live, and it's next Saturday right here on ABC Sports.
I think I just kicked the ball low on the ground.
Hey,
21 seconds.
There's the youngest Thunder fan.
Yeah, start him early over here.
You bet.
You know, as you look down amongst the fans here, it appears to be a younger football group of fans, say in the 18 to 24-year range.
It's 21 seconds left to go, and people celebrating Easter in their own special way.
Yeah, kick it low. Good decision.
Bartlewski at the 20. The big H-back will run over one man, as that's Stacy Simmons. Stacy's going to think twice about taking on those guys. It's all part of the special teams. 15 seconds left to go first half, and the Machine with 2 timeouts left.
On two.
Yeah, I think right here, Roger, you're almost better off just to make sure you don't turn it over. You got 15 seconds to go. You got a long ways to go. They have 4 wide receivers, but they better be very careful.
Well, Dilweg got hit again. Man from behind. 72 Pressbury was there, but also Willie Wyatt. And that's a good way to get your quarterback hurt.
Yeah, well, Pressbury, number 72, the defensive right end on And they're now the left tackle just was a power rush and drove him right back into the quarterback. See him coming right back into the quarterback right there.
Now they've thrown flags way after the play was over.
Had to be holding.
The forward pass was illegally touched by the offensive team behind the line of scrimmage. We have a loss of down, second down.
Good pressure up inside as well as outside. The two nose guards now playing even tackles. Wyatt 94 and Cilio 71. Good pressure rush. See, the other thing is a consistent rush. No one breaks clean. There's Wyatt lassoing him and putting him down.
Just 10 seconds left to go. Willie Wyatt, 5'10 and a half, 280. And they'll give it to Darrell Harris. And I tell you, they really miss Ricky Johnson, don't they?
They do. But I'll tell you what's happening. The down 4 defensive lineman for Orlando is dominating the line of scrimmage.
We'll return with the Prudential halftime report after this message from the World League and a word from our ABC stations. 13-0 Orlando.
The Prudential halftime report. Brought to you by the Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid. The Prudential.
And welcome back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. It's halftime between the Thunder and the Machine. And hi, everybody. I'm Roger Twibel in the Prudential halftime report. The newest coach for the newest league in professional football is Larry Little. Now, you might remember Larry from his glory days with the Miami Dolphins. Now, he's moved on as head coach of the Ohio Glory. With more on that story, here's Mark Jones.
Larry Little of the Ohio Glory, one of 2 former NFL players, presently head coach in the World League, and the only black head coach, isn't exactly off to an auspicious start in the pros. Not only is he new to the job, he's at the helm of a brand new team, a team that so far has not won a game.
Being in a minority in more ways than one and losing as well can be extremely stressful. The opportunity may be there, but can Larry Little rise to it?
Well, anytime you're not winning, you get frustrated, but I still see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Little has seen that light many times. Wearing number 66 for the Miami Dolphins throughout the 70s, he led the offensive line the season they went 17-0. Little made 4 consecutive Pro Bowls, and he's been a Hall of Fame finalist 3 times.
Well, I was a pretty good player when I played, and I might be a little cocky now when I look back at it, but back then I was pretty humble. But right now, if I look back at my career, I had a pretty doggone good career.
Before coming to the Glory, Little coached 9 years at his alma mater, Bethune-Cookman, a fairly small black college in Daytona Beach, Florida. The Wildcats flourished under his guidance, winning 2 Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference titles. His experience and style as both a player and coach have gained him respect from the members of his new team.
I don't know how you describe a player's coach, but I'd say if there is one, Larry Little's it.
When he tells you something, you can trust in it, knowing that it's going to work.
Some coaches tend to forget what it's like to be a player. Coach Little really remembers what it's like to be a player.
He's not no little 5'9", 165-pound coach that never played the game, you know, that's telling you do this, do that. So, you know, he knows what it's all about.
But still, they lose.
Oh, my God.
Naturally, questions about Little's coaching ability are being raised, as is his level of frustration.
Right now, we're taking up the joint.
Stop for that. He's another terrible ball.
I'm having fun, yes. Although I get a little intense every now and then because of the situation we're in, but I'm having fun. I love doing what I'm doing.
But one can't help but wonder what the future holds for Larry Little.
I could be here for the rest of my life as long as I'm winning and having fun doing it.
Well, it's tough having fun when you get beat. They're getting beat again today. San Antonio leads 17-0 at halftime. And here in Orlando, it's the Thunder 13-0. We'll be back as the Prudential halftime report continues.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty: the financial strength of the rock, the Prudential, rock solid.
I make a better burger than anybody. Absolutely the best. Best in the world. I let it sizzle. When I hear it, I know it's ready. Wait, it's not done. Now, it's done.
A1. It's how burgers are done.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Skin Bracer Aftershave. Its cool, brisk tingle really gets you going. And what a great scent. Skin Bracer.
No better way to face the day. Find men.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Everybody hates to eat and run. We'd rather take it slow. But the way this life is going, gotta grab your food and go. And when all that running round catches up with you at last, get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
For acid indigestion or heartburn with headache, nothing's faster or more effective than Alka-Seltzer.
Get yourself some Alka-Seltzer and you'll feel better fast.
Saturday, ABC Sports celebrates champions, past, present, and future. First, top seniors pair up at the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf. Then bowling's big winners battle it out at the $300,000 Firestone Tournament of Champions. And on ABC's Wide World of Sports, the world's best gymnasts go for the gold. A strong American squad meets the sport's best at the World Gymnastics Championships. Plus the Derby trial presented by Kawasaki and the Kentucky Derby preview. It's all Saturday on ABC Sports.
And we welcome you back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, where the Thunder leads the Montreal Machine 13-0. And along with Dick Vermeil, I'm Roger Twibel. Hope you're enjoying this holiday weekend. And for the Thunder, it's been very enjoyable. We talked at the top about the Thunder being the 10th ranked defense, Dick, and you in the league. You disagreed with that statistic. We've seen why that they're a much better team than that.
There's no question about that. And the fact that the new defense, you'll probably see the 4-3 scheme the rest of the year.
Well, 3-0 was the lead as they got the turnover from Montreal, and Mitchell rolls out, and he's going to find his tight end.
That's really tough, the defense out in the middle of the field, but normally inside the 10-yard line, that's not that tough.
And the defense, we talked about him, and here's a big play by Todd Crum.
Wham, he takes a whack there, a turnover. Actually, the score is closer than the game should be. Yeah. If they don't drop the ball, Orlando's way out in front.
So Crum got the sack, he recovered the fumble, and then this is Mitchell going to Dennis Airy. What do you say about that?
It doesn't normally drop.
He screwed up.
It just shows that nobody's immune.
But they got another field goal, and that's where it is at halftime. 13-0 here at the Citrus Bowl, and we'll be back with more in a moment.
The Prudential Halftime Report has been brought to you by the Prudential. In a changing world, one thing remains rock solid: the Prudential.
In a world of sweeping changes, there is one certainty: the financial strength of the rock. The Prudential, rock solid.
Sports and Science Converge, brought to you by AT&T, sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team. A tranquil, controlled climate like that in the Superdome ensures that the elements play no part in the outcome of a football game. Games played in exposed arenas are quite a different story. The impact of wind conditions can be tested by a wind tunnel, scale models, and an open-ended water flume. Colored dyes show that a wind blowing over a stadium can differ by 180 degrees from the same wind at playing level. Computer analysis of the flight of baseballs and footballs enables architects to design stadiums with specific wind characteristics.
On a number of occasions, we've been approached by some stadium owners where they were planning to build a new stadium. And the intent was to repeat the characteristics of the old stadium in the new stadium. And through our findings, through our testing, we identified that there were some major changes to these characteristics. And therefore, by modifying the design, modifying some of the characteristics of the stadium, they were able to better represent the old characteristics in the new stadium.
Now, complex wind patterns can be understood, enhancing performance and helping to avoid critical mistakes. Brought to you by AT&T, proud sponsor of the '92 U.S. Olympic team.
Let me get this straight.
When you got me to switch from AT&T, I gave you a list of my friends and my family.
Then I give you the names and numbers of my friends and my family.
Then he wants the names and numbers of my friends and my family. I don't want to give those out.
At AT&T, your friends are your business. Keeping you connected to them is ours. So if someone wants the names of your friends and your family, simply say,
it's just not worth it.
It's just not worth it.
It's just not worth it.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with 6 rich lubricants. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
Athlete's Foot. Every year, over 28 million Americans get it. Try NP27. Its doctor-recommended ingredient stops burning and itching fast. NP27. Nothing's a better cure for Athlete's Foot. World League Football. Brought to you by Pert Plus. Shampoo plus conditioner in one bottle. One step to great-looking hair. And by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC.
Orlando leads it at halftime 13-0. We've been trying to get a hold of Alvano, but he's been on the phone. Jimmy, who you with?
Every week, Roger, right here from the sidelines, we're going to have a mystery caller. Let's see who our caller is this week. Are you on the line, caller?
Yes, I'm on the line.
Tell me, what do you think of the World League?
I love watching the World League games, especially the great job that you do on the sideline.
Oh, you're so kind. What about the two guys in the booth, Roger and Dick?
Oh, they're pretty good, too.
Yeah, but you like me better.
Yeah, I like you better.
Oh, that's wonderful, caller. Let me, incidentally, what is your name?
My name is Angela Valvano.
Mom, I told you to use a different name when you called. Oh, happy Easter. Back to you guys up there.
Happy Easter.
Okay, happy Easter to you and everyone out there. From us. Thanks, Mrs. Val. I'm glad you like us, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, he had told her to tell everybody that she didn't like us. She's just too nice a lady, see?
And a happy holiday to all of you. As we're set to go, second half, Bjorn Nitmo will kick it off as Stacy Simmons and Grannis Bell will be back deep. So the Machines defense will try to come up big here at the start of the second half. And Bell will take it at the 5.
Oh, nice hit.
At the 22-yard line, that's where it'll start after Ray Savage makes a tackle. I had an interesting situation at the Ohio-San Antonio game. 37 seconds to go in the half. A thunder, lightning, and hailstorm came down. They went to the locker room where they went ahead and took halftime and then came back out and played the 37 seconds and then started the second half. So that's what's happening deep in the heart of Texas. Meanwhile, here we've got really a nice, pleasant afternoon. Cloud cover, not too much sun. As Mitchell will bring him out 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. That's Stowers in motion as Vic gets a handoff. And he is met behind the 20 at the 19-yard line by Elliott Smith. And one of my favorite parts of the show,
the halftime numbers.
I love it.
You can see that Orlando has really dominated time of possession, 19 yards, and turnovers only 1, so they're +1. The turnover coming, though, in the wrong area of the field for Montreal. Totally dominating that first half. In fact, Montreal did not cross the 50-yard line in the first half.
Once again, Darryl Clack will not be back in the second half with bruised ribs, so Roger Vick and Tommy Stowers will get the work as Vick comes in motion on the near side. 2nd and 12, and Vick is wide open. He gets across the 25 to the 27-yard line, where he's met there by Quentin Jones, 5th-year pro from Pitt. And keep in mind that Vic had only caught, coming into this game, 2 passes.
Coming in, you know, and talking with Galen Hall, the head coach, about his approach to the game, he said his team was really uptight and really intense all last week in preparation for the New York-New Jersey game, and he didn't read that this week, and he was concerned about their mental frame of mind. I think, especially from a defensive standpoint, he doesn't have to worry about these guys mentally.
3rd down and 4 at the 27-yard line. Mitchell underneath to Grannis Bell. And Bell at the 37-yard line is met by James Lott, the 3rd-year pro from Clemson. And that's enough for a 1st down for Orlando.
See, with that no bump rule and you go zone, it's really a loose zone. They sag back off. They run the delays underneath like that. You're going to make the 1st down just catching the ball. Normally, you don't even have to advance the ball. You already have your 1st down.
So the Thunder, they've really dominated this game as far as time of possession. From the 37-yard line, Mitchell has Grannis Bell again right at midfield. So Bell, out of West Virginia University, 13 yards on the pickup, a 2nd-year pro, 5'9", 160 pounds.
Again, just a good 5-step drop, rhythm, throw, 12-yard turn-in pattern, the zone coverage inside, no one coming inside out to help on those deep coverage people. Tough to stop that when it's thrown on time, and you give the quarterback protection.
Montreal shifting a lot of defensive players right now. They do a lot of rotation defensively.
They have to try to match up with the 4 wide receivers. Hank Hughes, the coordinator, said he was going to try to do that.
1st and 10 at midfield. They give it to Vic, and he's fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. Lassow was knocked, the center, all the way back to the 45-yard line as Darrell Davis was the first man in. Quentin Jones also in there. As you look at Davis out of TCU.
You know, Hank Hughes, the defensive coordinator for Montreal, told me that they were probably going to have to blitz some, but in blitzing, he was very concerned about a defender covering that back out of the backfield properly. That's a lot harder to do than it sounds.
2nd down and 10. Mitchell throws it underneath, and Stacy Simmons, one more time, drops the football. Kevin MacArthur was back in that area on the coverage, but that was definitely a ball that could have been caught. See MacArthur, one of those veterans, 8 years out of Lamar.
Boy, I tell you, Roger Vick was wide open on the other side of the field. They were trying to run a pick pattern against a man-to-man, and Montreal so smartly went zone.
Chris Ford, number 83, has checked into the game. Also played his college football at Lamar. Now Vick is going to come out. 3rd and 10. 6 of 10. Orlando in 3rd down situations. Mitchell got a receiver, Grannis Bell, at the 35-yard line. The coverage there by James Lott, who started 42 games in his career at Clemson. Well, I'll tell you what, the deep man, and they don't look up top too many times, but that time Chris Ford was down there and open deep.
Good defensive series for Montreal. They needed that.
Criswell, the punt from the 36. Pete Manley leads the World League and never calls for a fair catch. And a penalty marker is down at the 16-yard line. Manley, a player, of course, for years with the Detroit Lions, spent some time with the Kansas City Chiefs. 38 yards on the punt, 4 on the return.
Manley's the only guy that's returned a punt for a touchdown in the World League this year.
Did that against San Antonio in the opening game of the year, and the penalty is going to go against the Montreal Machine. 10:41 to go, 3rd quarter from Orlando, and the Thunder leads it by 13.
For tires, there's only one name I look up to.
America's #1 name in tires.
And there's one tire store that I trust.
Is now at America's #1 tire store. Goodyear comes to Sears. And right now, selected Goodyear tires are introductory priced.
I got Goodyear tires. I got them backed by Sears. I don't need to hear anything else.
America's #1 tire now at America's #1 tire store.
Who's going to back you better than Sears?
My health club always had Pert Plus in the locker room. It cleans, conditions. It's great. Then one day they switched. This one said it had conditioner in it, but my hair told a different story.
Some 2-in-1s don't lather as well or leave hair feeling as clean. Others don't fully condition. But Pert Plus's microbead conditioner leaves hair clean and completely conditioned.
So now when I go to my club, my Pert Plus goes with me.
Pert Plus. There's no 2-in-1 like this one.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
The World League.
Touchdown!
How do you like it so far?
Don't miss the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
See this man? That's Wes Chandler, 5-time NFL All-Pro. Hey, his wide receivers are not catching it today, but he certainly can. Look at him with the Saints. Gets it in the flat, and he cuts back. Oh, the man was smooth. A lot of times, players don't know their coaches played. Hey, the Thunder receivers know that this guy played big time in the NFL.
Great player at the University of Florida, member of the Florida Hall of Fame, Wes Chandler. Montreal, 1st and 10 from the 7-yard line. And Aaron Emanuel is stacked up in the middle of that line. Dunbar, Cilio, and Willie Wyatt all doing a terrific job. Presbury there too, number 72. And Dick, we talked to the coaches of Montreal about Aaron Emanuel. This was a guy that had so much talent going into Southern Cal, and they feel this is a crucial juncture of his career.
He's always been hurt. He's always had something wrong with him, even as he plays today. He's not 100% healthy, but they say, hey, buddy, if you're going to end up being a football player, you're just going to have to play a little banged up.
6'2", 240 pounds, gained just 1 on that last play. 2nd and 9. Dilweg. Oh, that was nearly picked off. That was intended over on the far side to number 86, Katie Dunn, the tight end. Manley was open down the sideline, but there were at least 3 Orlando players with a chance to pick it.
The same kind of play that Orlando's been running, the bootleg. He comes out there, the tight end's covered. He tries to throw it anyway, not looking at the rolled-up corner who was going too deep zone. We might see Proctor coming up because he gives him the dimension of running ability at the quarterback position.
Michael Proctor, number 14, behind Ben Brown, their other quarterback there. I'll tell you, a strong case could be made for Proctor being the starter on this team. 3rd down and 9. Movement on the right side of the line. No flags are down as Dilweg's got Manley down the middle, across the 25 to the 27-yard line. More than enough for the first down as Mike Nettles and Todd Crum make the tackle. 19 yards on the pickup.
You know, Joe Clark, the offensive coordinator for Montreal, said that last time they played, they really prepared for a specific defense and all the things they'd been doing, and it fouled them up because they didn't do any of those things. So this time they came in prepared to adapt as the game goes on. Maybe we'll see some of those moves made at halftime be positive moves here in the second half.
Montreal has not crossed midfield so far in this game, and their longest drive has been 25 yards. They got 19 on that play.
Audibling, see, to handle that blitz that he got sacked on early.
Just 3 seconds to get the play off. Dilweg will come to Manley. At the 32-yard line, he is hit there by Glenn Rogers as Manley, the veteran from northern Arizona, who holds some career records with the Detroit Lions, gets about 5.
See what they did that time that they didn't do in the first half. When he read blitz, they slid and they protect those inside center guard gaps so there was nobody in the quarterback's face and he could get the ball off. Good adjustment being made. That's what coaches get paid those big bucks for, see?
34 set!
And that's why analysts get paid big bucks. So you can sit up here and tell us that the coaches have those big decisions to make. 2nd down and 4. Dilweg, well, he's found a hot hand in Pete Manley. And that time let him just a little bit too much. And that'll bring up a 3rd down situation for the Montreal Machine. Manley, the 2nd-round pick of the Lions in '84, their leading receiver in '87 and '88.
Let's go, let's go.
Jacques Dussault, he makes no bones about it. He said, look, the reason I'm the head coach in Montreal is that I'm a native here. I speak the language. But I can tell the rapport with his coaching staff. He's got good coaches. They work together very well.
And they respect him, too.
It's not how you get the job. It's how you do it after you get it.
That's right.
Montreal 1 of 5 in third down situations. And Dillwig has seen enough of all these people in his face, and he's going to take a timeout.
There's change in the air. Big change. Fares with savings up to 50% in the U.S. United Airlines announces fare fares for business travelers, first-class flyers, and vacationers, too. Now when you fly, you'll find dramatic savings and exchangeable, more flexible tickets. It's our economic plan to lift the nation from the airline that's uniting the world. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
Open road, mountain high, morning mist, golden sky. Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be. City streets, desert sun, rolling hills, forest run. Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be. Yeah!
No matter where you wanna be, you can get there on a Kawasaki.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll.
When you're into sports, you're into ABC Sports. From the thrill of victory to the agony of defeat, the action's on ABC. Now for the real sports fan, Nutmeg Mills has created authentic ABC sportswear, starring the Monday Night NFL collection, the College Football collection, and the Wide World of Sports collection. Authentic ABC sportswear by Nutmeg Mills. Get into it. Real sportswear for real sports fans.
Wednesday.
Who is your ideal man?
I don't even think we're the same race.
Roseanne guest stars on the search for the new ideal man Wednesday.
Well, there's Steve Brangle, better known as Yaw Man among the crew. He's getting married on Tuesday, and in the immortal words of Jim Valvano, at least you didn't ruin the whole week. Isn't that what he told Daryl Clack last week?
Yeah, that's right. Daryl
Tuesday
Clack.
weddings are becoming popular.
I know it. Go back to work.
Two.
Does a great job on our lift camera down on the sidelines. 3rd down and 4 for Montreal. And look at Dillwig is going to call another timeout. And he said, come on, man. Dillwig is really upset. And a penalty marker now goes down. No, the officials now talking to one another, and Dillwig called the timeout, then the penalty marker was thrown.
Did he look up and see that there's no time left on the 30-second clock?
25 seconds.
25-second clock, excuse me.
Okay. You can't hear me at all.
Well, apparently maybe the communication from Jacques Dussault.
Yeah.
Delay on the offense. They cannot have back-to-back timeout. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
He couldn't hear.
Well, now, let me ask that question. If they can't have back-to-back timeouts, did they get charged for that timeout?
Yes, they got penalized. Yeah. No, wait a minute.
No,
I don't know that.
The thing is that we don't have time for a press conference here. You know what I'm saying?
No, you don't, Jacques. No press conference is right. 3rd and 9. Ricky Andrews showing blitz. Dillwig is able to dump it off, but he gets dumped. Darrell Harris, the intended receiver, but it was Dean Witkowski.
He did the right thing.
First-year pro from North Dakota that came in strong on him.
Here's the pressure. You'll see the pressure coming up inside. Now, he did a good job of swinging the ball to the back. So watch the running back to the right side of your screen. He will come out hot right here, and he'll try to get him the football. That's what he's supposed to do. He did that, but he couldn't throw it accurately, and an Orlando defender was peeling off.
5th punt for Monty Robbins from the 19-yard line. And Joe Howard Johnson is going to wave for the fair catch at the 38, and that's where the Thunder will take it with 6:41 to go, 3rd quarter.
The U.S. Postal Service will pick up 1 or 100 or 1,000 priority mail and express mail packages for just $4.50. That's per pickup, not per package. And we'll even pick up heavy ones.
You'll get express mail next day and 2-day priority mail delivery at some of the lowest prices around. So call for a pickup. It's like getting a moving van for $4.50.
We deliver for you.
Fresh, pure, and natural. The only beer with the genuine taste of the king of beers, Budweiser.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Skin Bracer Aftershave. Its cool, brisk tingle really gets you going. And what a great scent. Skin Bracer.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
It's a mower like no other. For only $299.99, get this 5-horsepower Craftsman power-propelled mower that lets you bag or mulch. Save $100. It's a spectacular value above the rest.
Imagine an event with so many senior tour stars they have to pair them up to fit them all in. It's the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf, Saturday on ABC Sports.
And we welcome you back to Orlando. That's Michael Proctor. The numbers from this year, most of that accomplished in the win against the Orlando Thunder, was the Ohio Valley Conference record holder in total offense with over 8,600 yards. That's the same conference that Phil Simms played in. Michael Proctor from Murray State. And so he might get a chance to see some action here in this third quarter. Orlando, 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Dennis Airy, the intended receiver.
He did what he wanted to do.
James Lott was the guy that knocked the ball loose.
He threw the ball late. When you throw a seam pattern in between the zone, you have to get it there sooner. He was a little late in getting it there. See, that allowed the zone people to collapse outside in and knock it away. You've got to get it in there quicker. See that right there? And he's lucky he didn't end up with a headache.
2nd and 10. Stacy Simmons and Scott Mitchell conversing over there. Mitchell is thrown for 140 yards. He goes underneath the Vic, and he gets it to the 42-yard line where Reggie McKenzie, the left inside backer out of Tennessee,
made
the tackle. 6'1" and 242 pounds. McKenzie with the twin brother Raleigh, plays for the Redskins. He said Raleigh might have the Super Bowl rings, but I got the touchdown. I got the interception return for
and
the
he
team.
has a chance for a World Bowl ring.
Yeah. 3rd down and 6. Mitchell going up top. Joe Howard Johnson at the 26-yard line. 25, Quentin Jones, one of them in there, 32 yards on the reception.
It can't be done any better. First off, offensive line do a good job of picking up the stunts inside. Give him time. He has one-on-one coverage with a free safety. He gets it there before the free safety can get there. He comes. Good job. The other thing he did is he looked the free safety off. He didn't give him a chance to jump the pass. Well done by Mitchell.
The man he beat was D. Thomas, and it's 1st and 10 at the 26. And once again, Mitchell talking to his receivers. Mitchell. Oh, and Simmons knew he was going to get hit and didn't catch it. Darrell Holmes, the man making the stick. We talked earlier about the weather in San Antonio and how they had to stop the first half with 37 seconds left because of the thunder and the rain and the lightning and the wind. That at Bobcat Stadium, actually, in San Marcos, Texas, which is about 40 minutes outside of there. And we'll see that at some point in time today. Meanwhile, it's 2nd and 10 as Mitchell will come back to the far side to Titley as tight end. Inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. Quentin Jones makes a stop, and now you're seeing why this is the top-rated offense in the World League.
You know, and they've seen that about 6 times already in this ball game, and it can't be that difficult to defense, Rod. It can't be that difficult.
Well, maybe they're tired, Dick.
No, they're not tired. They're not tired. Right now, somebody is breaking discipline and responsibility within the defense scheme. I think that time, Clark, who was over on the tight end, he's going to lock onto that guy when he slows blocks and the quarterback goes away. And then when he releases, just trail him. Just go with him.
It's down at the 13 big defensive rotation that time for Montreal as they bring in 6 new players. Mitchell looking outside to Tiddley. The man on the coverage over there was Kevin MacArthur, an 8-year pro out of Lamar. And Kevin saw a lot of playing time with the New York Jets.
Yeah, he had 16 starts in 1988. So, you know, he's been in the National Football League and played in some big football games. And, you know, last week's game he played awfully well, too. This is why he leads them in tackling.
2nd down and 10. 3:20 to go, 3rd quarter. And the Thunder looking to pound it in to extend that lead. 7th play of this drive. All of them have been passing plays so far. Once again, Darryl Clack will not return because of the bruised rib. And Mitchell might be checking off there as he does get the play. And now they're going to run it with Roger Vick. And Vick can't quite get it outside. Not a real good job blocking over there by Joe Howard Johnson. As they got down to the 10-yard line, D. Thomas made the tackle.
Actually, Roger Vick, if he runs it up inside the trap block, he has a play. He bounced outside. Let me show you what I'm talking about. The right guard here pulls and traps, see, and he runs. Go ahead, now run it. Now watch him go outside the trap block rather than up inside. See, broke the definition of that offensive play. He could have gone up inside.
3rd down and 7. Trips to the far side for Orlando. Nearly intercepted. Grantis Bell, the intended receiver, and as James Lott, 3rd-year pro from Clemson, on the coverage.
Did a nice job. Just sitting out there playing zone, that allowed him just free up and attack the football. Quarterback looking. See, now he fires this one. Now watch him come flash right into that one. He's just sitting out there. He should pick that one off. Actually, the ball should have not been thrown out there.
28-yard field goal. Bennett is 6 of 7 this year. He missed his shortest attempt this year of 22 yards. This is from 28 out of the hold of Criswell. He has been perfect today. Tracy Bennett, his 3rd field goal. 16-0. The Thunder leads it.
Thoroughbred Racing's greatest event, May 2nd on ABC Sports.
As you can see, the actual size of a Jolly Rancher candy is 3/4 of an inch by 3/4 of an inch square. But the actual taste of a Jolly Rancher candy is immeasurable. Jolly Rancher candy, the great taste of fruit squared.
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
Let me get this straight.
When you got me to switch from AT&T, I gave you a list, my friends and my family.
Then I give you the names and numbers of my friends and my family.
Then he wants the names and numbers of my friends and my family. I don't want to give those out.
At AT&T, your friends are your business. Keeping you connected to them is ours. So if someone wants the names of your friends and your family, simply say,
it's just not worth it.
It's just not worth it.
It's just not worth it.
There he is. There's the head coach, Galen Hall. It's rather spiffy, as it could be just like Wes Chandler. I bet it looks like he can play right now. There's no doubt about it. Well, there's Coach Hall now. No, hasn't done too many Jane Fonda tapes lately, has he?
Grant's inside, he's running out. They go zone.
Easy now, Jim. Yeah. All of us, you know, live in glass houses, my friend. He was a fine player at Penn State as Darrell Harris will take it at the 5. Harris has got a seam. Penalty markers down. 2 more as he gets across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Witkowski made the tackle, and a couple of penalty markers go down on that return. And it looks to me, I see Michael Proctor with his helmet on across the way. As we'll get the call here. There's Proctor. Looks like Proctor's going to...
Number 86 on the return team. 10 yards, first down.
See now what this does with Proctor coming in, it controls the pass rush a little bit more because they have to be concerned about his running ability. He can bounce outside and run. He can scramble right up inside. So now you're going to have to control some of your people.
With Dillwig in there, Montreal 25 plays, 79 yards, just a 3.16 average as you look at this third-year pro from Murray State in Kentucky. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. He's also a threat to run with the football as he goes to 88, Rich Bartlewski. Third-year pro from Fresno State, the H-back. And give us a definition of the H-back, will you, Dick?
Again, the H-back is a back in the backfield that's not a tight end or a fullback. He's a back that they move from a wing position. Sometimes they even line up as a fullback, like a la Washington Redskins with the guy. But he's not a ball carrier. He's a blocker and a receiver.
Coming into this game, Proctor's the second leading rusher for Montreal, 70 yards on the ground, but the best rushing average, 6.4. 2nd and 7. We'll check and find out if Dillwig's injured or they're just going to go another direction. On the play action, Proctor will throw it near side, and he's got Pete Manley over there at the 25-yard line, and that's a first down for the Montreal Machine. As the Thunder, 9 plays, 52 yards. Bennett, the 28-yard field goal for 52. Now, Proctor played last year against Orlando. That was a terrific game, and he's thrown 4 touchdown passes in the 2 games. Earlier this year, he ran for 1, threw for 3, and had a terrific day.
Well, these two teams have played, you know, the 2 games prior and put on over 1,300 yards in the football games.
And a lot of points.
Yeah, and a lot of points.
1st and 10 from the 25. Less than 30 seconds to go. Third quarter. Aaron Emanuel has the football. And Emanuel, good strong running, loses it. The ball is on the ground at the 35-yard line. Now, did they call his forward progress stopped?
He definitely dropped the ball.
Yeah.
With the ball dropped out in a position that he could have fallen on the ball himself. You'll see there, right center of your screen. Now, right in the middle of your screen, you'll see number 56, Wayne Dixon, strip it out of there. Here comes the ball, right out from underneath. See, the elbow got up high, and the ball dropped out underneath.
That's the end of the third quarter from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. We'll return after this message from our ABC station, 16-0 Orlando.
Monday, William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, and Back from the Future, Christopher Lloyd. Star Trek 3, Monday.
Homeowner update. Prime rate still lowest in years.
That's right. Homeowners, now's the perfect time to get a low fixed rate home equity loan from the Money Store and pay off those high interest credit card bills and personal loans. It's a great time to get rid of adjustable rate home equity loans too. Don't wait. For a low fixed rate that will never go up, call the Money Store right now. 1-800-LOAN-YES, the Money Store, where America goes for money.
Hi, I'm Bill Bevins. You can see Lisa Thacker or me every Wednesday and Saturday night at 11:20 when we host the Virginia Lottery's live lotto drawing.
And that's not all. In fact, winning Pick 3 and Pick 4 numbers are drawn 6 days a week at 7:28 p.m. every Monday through Saturday evening.
So catch us here on WJLA TV 7 to see if Lady Luck smiles on your lucky number.
All roads lead to Oarsman Chevrolet, and here's why.
I came from Alexandria, Virginia, because Oarsman gave me the best deal and saved me over $2,000.
I came to Oarsman, and I got a good deal on a new truck and saved over $3,000.
I always was skeptical about the advertisement, but I came here to Oarsman, and I bought a used car and a used truck, and I really did get my way.
Our customers say it best.
Terrific.
Great treatment.
Oarsman Chevrolet, Marlow Heights, where you get your way every day.
Are animal rights groups activists or terrorists? Tuesday at 5.
every time I see that bunny, I think Dick Vitale might show up. Makes me very nervous. We're set for the fourth quarter here. As you take a look at the machine bench, along with Dick Vermeil and Jim Valvano, I'm Roger Twibel. Hope you're enjoying your holiday weekend. Montreal, 2nd and 4 from the 31-yard line, as their new quarterback is Michael Proctor, who can definitely run with the football. And he thinks twice about it and goes down at the 31-yard line. Let's go to Jim Valvano. Jim?
Just spoke with the doctor, team doctor for the machine, Dr. Foxford. He said Anthony Dilwig injured his shoulder, will not return for the rest of the game.
Okay, Jim, he's got 2 bad knees and now a bad shoulder. Let's set up the scenario here, Dick, with Proctor coming into the game, 15 minutes to go.
So far, all they've done is take the 3-step quick drop. Now, that's fine, but they need to get the ball downfield better. Plus, if they take a deeper drop and he scrambles, you got the pass rush upfield better. You can more lanes for him to scramble.
3rd down and 4, and Montreal's had a tough time on 3rd down conversions. They are just 1 of 6 so far.
He's audibling. He's reading blitz. Here they come. Lay it up deep.
A lot of contact and no call. The intended receiver was Pete Manley, and back on the coverage was Glenn Rogers.
Covered him like a blanket.
Yeah, there's a real competition amongst the defensive backs for Orlando. They've got 7 interceptions back there. They're a very competitive group.
Here we are, tight coverage. Now remember, no contact can be made by the defender. Good coverage, position all the way. Now he looks back when Manley looks back. Good position all the way. Now go up there, get it to the highest point. Excellent job of playing secondary cornerback.
Rogers, an enhancement player for the Miami Dolphins. They got to be delighted with Scott Mitchell and Glenn Rogers. The punt.
Almost blocked that one.
Yeah, and Joe Howard Johnson's going to let it go out of bounds at the 38-yard line. And that's where the Thunder will take it when we come back to Orlando.
Open road, mountain high, morning mist, golden sky. Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be. City streets, desert sun, rolling hills, forest run. Kawasaki, it's where I wanna be. Yeah!
No matter where you wanna be, you can get there on a Kawasaki.
Kawasaki, let the good times roll. Living, no better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Skin Bracer Aftershave. Its cool, brisk tingle really gets you going. And what a great scent. Skin Bracer.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
Legend says dangling your feet in the lake at Dunlow keeps you feeling fresh and clean the rest of your days. There's a bit of this in every bar of Irish Spring. Ah, the lost and fresh scent of Irish Spring. The Irish never quit.
Dear Thompson's, when the store ran out of Thompson's water seal, we finished our deck with another brand. What a mistake. The Thompson side beat it up, the other side, nothing. Even the clerk agreed. Nothing works like Thompson's. Sincerely, Becky Jones, Charlotte, North Carolina.
It's a mower like no other. For only $299.99, get this 5-horsepower Craftsman power-propelled mower that lets you bag or mulch. Save $100. It's a spectacular value above the rest.
You'll be in the center of all the action as bowling's best meet in their ultimate showdown, the $300,000 Firestone Tournament of Champions, Saturday on ABC Sports.
At the bottom of your screen, you'll see Glenn Rogers again, one-on-one coverage against Pete Manley, playing the cornerback position about as well as it could be played. See, the receiver couldn't get out in front to make the reception. Now, he would have been in real trouble if the ball had been underthrown. That would have been tough because then Manley could come back and get it, and he couldn't.
One of the big differences in this game, the average drive for Orlando has started at their own 44. Montreal's drives have started at their own 24.
You know, Roger, Montreal has not been a good fourth quarter team. 50% of the points they've given up on the year have been scored in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, their opponents have outscored them 56-37 in the second half. Meanwhile, Orlando has been a real good second half team. And I don't know if Jacques Dussault is going to have a press conference or not, as he mentioned earlier.
Actually, the defense has not played that poorly. They've been on the field too much. The offense just didn't, you know, they just didn't. What a drop, you know, that's all there is. 2nd and 4.
Mitchell decides to hold on to it. Now he'll throw it, and he finds Grannis Bell. What a play by Mitchell as Bell tiptoes down the sidelines, and he's out at the 42-yard line. Darrell Davis was the man putting the pressure on back there. 14 yards on the pip, and those are two good plays.
All right, now he's going to run that same play. They decide to come after him. They turn the tight end loose, but he's so big and so strong, he can throw a ball downfield 18 yards or so, falling away from it.
Those were two good plays by Scott Mitchell and Grannis Bell. Bell, 5 receptions, 64 yards as the Thunder will take it 1st and 10, and Roger Vick fumbled. Vick fumbled the football, still on the ground. And Montreal got it at the 40.
Orlando has only turned the ball over 5 times.
Darrell Davis came up with a fumble recovery. Roger Vick, you remember last week, fumbled late in the game.
Here he is, number 49. It was a good hit. The helmet hit the ball coming inside out on. There it is, running around. Everyone trying to scoop it up. Oh, physical contact right there, trying to get after that football. The best thing you can do is drive your body in there, roll your shoulder pads around, and scoop the ball to your stomach. That's what you coach them to do.
So the turnover by Orlando, and Montreal has given the Thunder 10 points through turnovers. Let's see if the machine can take advantage of it. 11:53 to go, 4th quarter. They give it to Aaron Emanuel. One man misses him in the backfield. He gets to about the line of scrimmage, and 78 Dunbar was the guy that nearly had him. Folks, we're going to show you some weather, just in case you've not seen any dramatic weather recently, but this is pretty dramatic. San Marcos, Texas. They had lightning, and they had rain, and they had thunder, and they had hail. And 37 seconds to go in the first half. They sent the teams to the locker room. They spent the halftime, if you will, then came back, finished the 37, and then went ahead and started the second half. So, knock on wood, we've got good weather down here. 2nd and 9. Boy, Ricky Andrews has been showing blitz on just about every play as Proctor can't quite decide what to do. And they're going to whistle him down at the 38-yard line. Presbury, Dunbar, Cilio, all those guys in there wreaking havoc. There's Robert Presbury, 2nd-year pro, and Dan Cilio took a little exception to your comment last week that you could eat soup off the top of his head.
I know, he didn't like that, but see, Proctor here, little indecision. What should I do with it? What should I do with it? Many times when you throw that one, it's an interception. You know, with his running ability, he might as well make it a quarterback draw.
3rd down and 9. Penalty markers down. Proctor will take it to the 45-yard line, but a penalty flag is down. Ricky Andrews, 2nd-year pro from the University of Washington, native of Hawaii, made the tackle. We'll get the call. Offsides is going to be against the Orlando Thunder. There's a look at Ricky Andrews.
Offsides, number 72 on the defense. 5 yards, still 3rd down.
That was Presbury who was offside. Now, the numbers after 3 quarters.
The numbers are more lopsided than the 16-0 score. Offensively, Montreal basically nothing. Orlando actually reflecting more than 16 points. 13 first downs to 4, time in possession, 12 minutes more. Actually should be ahead further.
Montreal's had 5 touchdown passes in their first 4 games. Last year they had 4 in 10 games. They haven't scored any points so far today as Proctor finally finds a man downfield. That's K.D. Dunn, 8th-year pro from Clemson. Dean Witkowski makes the stop as Dunn came into this game with 6 receptions for 65 yards, and that's the first time, Dick, they've been across midfield.
We'll send him down a little trophy.
Yeah.
You know, many times what happens to a backup quarterback that goes in for an offense that's been stumbling around is they start doing things with him that they hadn't done or didn't give the other quarterback a chance to be successful with, and it looks like the second guy is a better guy. Not always the case. Just using different offense.
1st and 10 at the Orlando 45. Proctor going out to the far side. Bartlewski with the reception at the 40. Glenn Rogers was right there on the coverage. Rich Bartlewski, 6'4" and 240 pounds from Fresno State. As you look at Glenn Rogers out of Memphis State, big basketball fan, was real proud of the fact his Memphis State team beat Arkansas this year in the NCAA tournament.
Really excited about going to the Miami Dolphins. He's here, property of the Miami Dolphins. He's very excited about his opportunity to be with Don Shula and staff.
Proctor, good size for a quarterback at 6'4", 210 pounds. He's 24 years of age. And 2nd and 4. They'll give it to Aaron Emanuel. Emanuel's got enough for the first down inside the 35, down to the 32-yard line, where Glenn Rogers will make the tackle. And next Saturday, ABC's Wide World of Sports returns to Paris for the 1992 World Gymnastics Championships. Then from Churchill Downs, the running of the Derby Trial presented by Kawasaki. Plus, we'll preview the 118th Kentucky Derby. It's all Saturday right here on ABC Sports. So the Machine, with their first sustained drive of the day, take it 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. That's their first rushing first down of the afternoon. Proctor, way overthrown.
See, that was only a two-man pattern, and the play action wasn't strong enough or accepted enough by the defense to allow the two-man pattern to come open. Yes, he did have good protection, but the defensive secondary just sagged back there and watched it.
Steve Williams was the intended receiver, second-year man from Illinois, 5'10" and 178.
Joe Clark was telling me today that the Redskins have run a lot of two-man pattern stuff, which they do, but they respect the running game so much more in that situation than here today, because Montreal hasn't established the running game.
2nd and 10. Williams and Manley, the wide receivers. Manley to the top of your screen.
Coming after him.
And he gets tied up. Proctor loses the football. Never really got it away from center. Ricky Andrews was the man that got through there first. Montreal does recover the football.
You know, Mark McCall, number 77, Matt McCall, 77, was in that right guard position, and he was trying to pick up two guys, the guy on his outside shoulder and the guy shooting the gap. Can't do it.
60 railroad. 2 up and out, 60 railroad.
Aaron Emanuel came up with a loose ball, and now this presents a 3rd down and 13. There you take a look at 77, Matt McCall from Texas A&M, another one of those 300-pound-plus offensive linemen.
Very good straight ahead run blocker, drive blocker guy. Not the most finesse guy once he gets out there moving around.
The Machine, 2 of 8 in 3rd down situations. 3rd and 13. Crum applied the pressure. Interference, but Manley catches it. It's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. Proctor took a big hit from Crum, but it's 35 yards on the touchdown pass from Proctor to Pete Manley.
Say they went after him with the blitz just one too many times. Yes, he got hit, but he got the ball off just in time. He had the one-on-one situation.
Pass interference, number 26 on the defense. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
You'll see what I'm talking about here. When they blitz people, you've got the one-on-one situation up on the right side of your screen. See him, he gave him a little stick move to the inside. Rogers, 26, trying to catch up. There he pass interferes with him, but Manley using his skills and experience to just keep his body in a position to take that ball. There's the hit, but the ball was already gone. Coming down to the right-hand corner of your screen, there it is. Going for 2 points right here.
Is that the right call? It's 16-6 with 6:34 to go?
Yeah, I think it is. They're down by 10.
Proctor out of the shotgun. That was his 4th touchdown pass this year, 4th touchdown reception for Manley. Penalty marker down. Penalty marker down. So the Montreal Machine finally on the board with 6:34 to go.
Number 79 on the offense. 5 yards. Repeat the try.
And that false start on Jeff Novak, the left guard, 6'5", 304 pounds from Southwest Texas State. That was his home field, Bobcat Stadium, we saw a moment ago, where the San Antonio Riders play.
60 Sally. 60.
Oh, we heard a call, 60 Sally.
I think now I would have gone ahead and kicked it.
They're at the 8-yard line. They'll throw it to Aaron Emanuel. He's got some room.
Good job.
He fumbles it.
But he's in there.
He's in there. So Proctor to Aaron Emanuel, but he got into the end zone, and we've got a 16-8 football game.
See, they did a good job here. They had receivers stacked out here at the bottom of your screen, and they used him as blockers. See, he wanted to throw to the receivers. They're not there. Now the receivers are downfield blocking, which you can do. They got the blocks. Good, strong running. He's in the end zone. He fumbles after in the end zone.
Yeah, he was in there. No question about it. 6:34 to go, and the machine is pulled to within 8.
When it crunches, that's why I love Nestle Crunch. Gotta have it, it's so scrumptious. Love that chocolate when it crunches. Chocolate is scrumptious when it crunches. That's why I love Nestle Crunch Scrunches.
The tingle feels like it's taking away the dandruff. That's me taking the Denorex shampoo test. I love that tingle. It convinced me to switch from Head & Shoulders to Denorex.
Denorex with conditioners, the dandruff shampoo you can feel working.
I'm a Denorex guy now.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge with 6 rich lubricants for less irritation. You've got the edge.
We're all concerned for the environment. So ask me about spray paint. Is it bad for the ozone? If you're talking fluorocarbons, spray paint hasn't contained them in nearly 20 years. And graffiti? Krylon's as concerned as you are. You know, with the right answers, we can all breathe easier.
You're gonna grill it so you can hear it, so you can see it, so you can smell it. It's gonna be like the best thing you ever ate in your life. Wait, it's not done. No, it's done.
A1, it's how burgers are done.
It's a gold rush in Paris. The sports best compete at the World Gymnastics Championships. Plus the final derby prep, all Saturday on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
8 plays, 60 yards, 5 minutes, 19 seconds. Manley, the 35-yard touchdown reception from Michael Proctor. And, well, you got to love that 2-point conversion. Now they're right back in it.
They're one play out of the football game right now. And again, we go back to that drop touchdown pass by the Orlando Thunder. Coming back to haunt them.
Nitmo to kick it off. Back deep, Stacy Simmons, who takes it. Simmons loses the football. It's down on the ground.
They got it.
No, they're calling it Orlando's football. The official is signaling Orlando football. Now, whether that ball rolled out of bounds, look who was down there. That's Bjorn Nitmo.
Yeah.
Huh? The official ruling that Orlando football. So Stacy Simmons, who's had a hard time catching passes.
Here he is, number 85. He's got the ball loosely held in the right arm. He runs into Brandis Bell, 84, and causes the fumble right there. The ball's inbounds. The ball's inbounds.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds right there.
An 8-inch orange border right there.
Stacy had to buy some stickum.
Yeah. 6:22 left to go. The Thunder. First and 10, and Roger Vick is stuck right there by Desmond Royal, third-year pro from Texas Tech, 6 foot, 290 pounds. You gotta love those nose tackles. They can't be any taller than 6 foot.
I know there's not one any taller than 6 foot on the field today, though they say they're 6'1". But this guy has been playing well the entire ball game, especially when he's in a one-on-one situation with the center. Tough on that offensive center.
Lassow, the center, is 260. Desmond Royal is 292.
With pretty good movement. You know, he went to the Eagles training camp in '91 and obviously didn't make it.
Now, without Darryl Clack in there, this is really going to hurt him. Vick has handled the ball more today than he has all year on 2nd and 11. Mitchell puts it up in the air, intended for Vick. And let's check in with Jim Valvano. Jimmy.
I'll tell you, fellas, getaway day in the World League is tough. Look for the Thunder next road trip. They want to win this one because they got to go Dallas, Frankfurt, Orlando, Frankfurt, Dallas, back to Orlando. Round trip, 14,000 miles, 25 hours. Hey, they want to leave with a W. I'd like that frequent flyer mileage, though.
Yeah, I mean, and they couldn't get a flight out of Orlando, so they got to go to Dallas to go to Frankfurt.
And there is a flight that goes direct, but it was already booked because these people in the World League fly commercial.
7 of 13 on 3rd down for the Thunder. 2 of 4 in this half. This is a 3rd and 11 for Mitchell. He's got some room. and he puts it down at the 29-yard line. Very carefully, he found the ground.
And I'll tell you, good pass rush. They had a good hard rush. They stunted on him inside. You'll see him. Watch a defensive lineman stun him. Go outside, inside, up there on the top of your screen. He felt the pressure. He got up inside. He pumped there, tried to make the people think he was going to throw it, then advance the ball. All he did was give the punter a little better position to punt the ball.
Looks like this one's going to go right down to the wire like the two previous Montreal-Orlando games have, with 4:29 to go. Criswell back inside his 15. His third punt of the day. High snap. Criswell is able to get it off. And it goes out at the 9-yard line.
There's a flag down, though, prior.
There's a flag at the 30-yard line. A high snap that time.
Criswell did a good job of getting it off. Good attempt. I've seen some punters in that situation swallow the olive. This guy did a good job. Michael Titley, the long snapper, just snapped it right over the top of his head.
It's minus 20 yards on the punt.
I think the penalty's on Orlando.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. That penalty is declined. First down, Montreal.
Now, Dick, the punter is now fair game, is he not?
Yes.
On a play like
when
this?
He gets out like that. Here it is. See, now he's going back. He knows he's going into the end zone. He doesn't want that safety. He did a good job right there.
So what a break for the Montreal machine. 16-8, 4:10 to go, fourth quarter. The defense for the Thunder has played terrific football all afternoon, and Montreal finally, with Michael Proctor, the young quarterback from Murray State, bringing them alive as the crowd gets into it here at the Citrus Bowl. Bartlewski in motion. Aaron Emanuel, the ball carrier, penalty marker down as Emanuel gets inside the 5 to the 3-yard line.
Geez, they really came off the ball nicely that time. They ran right over the big offensive left guard, Jeff Novak, number 79. Bob Kula, the center, came off the ball well, created that little crease up inside.
Wide open from what I've seen. So
Ricky Andrews was signaling holding, the linebacker who was in on that tackle.
the naked is wide open with him. What do you want?
Illegal motion. 2 men moving on the offense.
Well, Ricky's not an official, but he knew the penalty was against Montreal.
Naked. 3 up and play.
Normally when a coach uses the term naked, it means the quarterback is going to come out without protection. There's going to be action away, faking one direction, and then the quarterback come out strong, running with the ball, going the other way, looking for a receiver.
First and goal from the 13-yard line. Bartlewski in motion again. There's the call. Bartlewski, the reception, and the stick at the 8. Malcolm Frank was the man that hit him. Malcolm Frank was the man, and they're saying no, he was down at the 8. The officials are saying part of the officiating crew is running down the field. They're not sure. The officiating crew where the tackle was made. And Malcolm Frank has come up with some big-time hits today.
And, you know, he's a little guy at 5'8", 175 pounds. Did a real nice job there.
17 tackles, a couple of interceptions entering today's game. Played at Baylor. That always gets a coach's attention no matter what size you are.
That's
when
right.
you take on that big tight end H-back.
Yeah. You see Cilio, 71, rushing. He gets the ball out there to Bartlewski, 88, and hits him low, gets his pads, and he drives through the tackle.
Yeah,
he's down.
Look at Malcolm. See, I got it. Now I'm going to go with it.
Yeah, you'll take another look at this one. Let's see. See Bartlewski looking back for the ball. He gets it tucked away nicely.
Number 33.
Yeah, he's down.
10 yards. It's still first down.
Now, there was also a penalty flag, and it was holding against Aaron Emanuel, number 33. So now they've moved
wide. 66. 66 wide seam.
They've moved them all the way back to the 26-yard, or the 26-yard line. It's going to be first and goal from there.
Normally, in this kind of terminology, that's a pass. Y seam would be K.D. Dunn, 86, working down the hole if they get a double zone. He's going to work it down in there. Good rush.
Proctor's saying, I'm going to run with it. He didn't get out of bounds, and he's pulled down at the 32-yard line by number 56. The man who got him was Wayne Dixon, the second-year pro from Oklahoma. And, Dick, Montreal's going the wrong way.
That defense is doing an outstanding job. And right there, the quarterback didn't do a good job. He scrambled. He had time to get rid of the football.
They've nearly taken them out of field goal range, and it's going to be second and 31.
Timeout.
And Jacques Dussault.
Timeout.
Yeah. Maybe we better talk French.
3:14 left to go in this football game. And the Machine, now they have one timeout left. Trail by 8.
For tires, there's only one name I look up to.
America's #1 name in tires.
And there's one tire store that I trust.
Is now at America's #1 tire store. Goodyear comes to Sears. And right now, selected Goodyear tires are introductory priced.
I got Goodyear tires. I got them backed by Sears. I don't need to hear anything else.
America's #1 tire now at America's #1 tire store.
Who's going to back you better than Sears?
At the Lake Edna Karate Club's last get-together, Ralph Fisher, the instructor, served new Oriental wings from KFC. Tender wings glazed in a sweet teriyaki sauce. Charlie Lewis had so many he had to loosen his black belt. In fact, everyone had seconds, except Ralph. New KFC Oriental wing pieces, 6 for $1.99, 20 for $5.99, for a limited time in Lake Edna or your neck of the woods.
In a world of constant change, there is one certainty. The financial strength of the rock. The Prudential Rock Solid.
The World League.
Touchdown!
How do you like it so far?
Don't miss the World League next Sunday on ABC Sports.
Second down and goal from the 32-yard line. What about defensively for Orlando?
Roger, I'd play my man coverages. You know, the teams are so used to throwing against those loose zones now that they're too efficient. I'd go in and lock it up and give it a free safety. It looks like they're going to play maybe man underneath. They are playing man underneath.
Proctor goes underneath to Darrell Harris at the 29-yard line.
See, by going man underneath like that, when they dump off those short ones, you've got somebody right there to make the tackle because he's locked on man-to-man prior to the snap.
53, Maurice Crum was a man that made the tackle. Proctor has thrown 7 World League passes. 5 have been against the Orlando Thunder. 2:45 coming up on. Third down and goal from the 24. Overthrown. Pete Manley, the intended receiver. Glenn Rogers was back on the coverage.
Dunbar got a good hit on the quarterback, too. Dunbar's had a very good game working over there on Dave Derochet's number 73. See, he just keeps coming. See, and they beat him underneath there late, and here he goes. Ooh, that's a late hit.
Now, they've sent in Bjorn Nitmo to kick the field goal on a 4th and goal from the 24. That would get them to within 5.
2:23, I think that's a good call, Rod. You've got to think that our last series, our defense did a real good job. They got the ball back for the offense. They're going to try that again.
41-yard field goal attempt. His season long is 38.
I doubt they'd fake it. He missed it.
No good. Bjorn Nitmo with plenty of leg, but hits it wide.
You have to give the defense a lot of credit here. Charlie Bailey, the coordinator, and the rest of the defensive coach. Mickey Mays, that coaches the defensive line, and Pete Koharachek coaches the secondary, have to be very pleased with that series of downs. Granted, Montreal had 2 penalties on it that helped, but that was still a tough place to go on the field to try to save the game.
Well, talking about field goals, there was a very important field goal at the end of the game last night between New York at the Meadowlands and Frankfurt. As Kendall Trainor's field goal attempt, the first one went wide, but after the penalty, the second one, he was roughed right there. So the second one, and it was good, as Orlando will just try to keep it on the ground right now as we come down to the 2-minute warning. And of course, New York getting their first win finally.
You know, they did that same thing last year, just took them one game longer.
Well, we've got them next week with Reggie Slack back at the controls, we're told, at Montreal. We'll be back with the final 2 minutes after this.
Why should you change phone companies when you're perfectly happy with the one you've got? Sprint spokesperson. Volume discounts. So if you call a lot, it would be nuts to use anyone else. You have relatives in over 180 countries. Sprint lets you call them all direct. Phone cards, even in Braille. Sprint didn't go down and leave a kabillion people stranded. Call now and you'll even get 100 minutes free. How many more reasons do you need?
Morning breath.
As soon as I have my coffee, it's all gone.
Whether you admit it or not, it's a problem.
Okay, I have morning breath, but it doesn't bother anyone.
Don't be so sure.
Mine's not so bad.
Morning breath's not as bad as you think. It's worse. So get Scope. Its 2 powerful ingredients kill 90% of the bacteria that cause morning breath.
Was my morning breath really that bad?
There's no denying morning breath, so save your breath with Scope.
It's a mower like no other. For only $299.99, get this 5-horsepower Craftsman power-propelled mower that lets you bag or mulch. Save $100. It's a spectacular value above the rest.
Living, no better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Skin Bracer Aftershave. Its cool, brisk tingle really gets you going. And what a great scent. Skin Bracer.
No better way to face the day. Find it.
And we welcome you back to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, along with Dick Vermeil, Jim Valvano. I'm Roger Twibell. As Orlando's defense came up strong as Montreal had it. First and goal from the 8-yard line. A couple penalties knocked them back. Field goal was missed. 2nd and 6. As Roger Vick will get it, and he is stuffed at the 28. Desmond Royal makes a tackle. Let's go to Jimmy V. Jim.
Hey, to have a great team, you got to have great fans. This is my first weekly All-World League Wacko. Here he is. What's your name?
Well, Scott Darling. I'm from Orlando Thunder. We're #1. We're the best. These are my fans. We're the greatest. We are the greatest.
All right, Scott. Scott is a lawyer. Here you go, Scott. You get the shirt for All League Wacko. There you go.
Does he remind you of anybody, Jim?
Our producer, I think, when he's upset with us, huh?
3rd down and 5. And penalty marker goes down. There were only 2 seconds left on the play clock there, so whether Mitchell would have gotten that off or not would have been a question. And the false start's going to be against Orlando. That was 65, Doug Aronson, the left guard who was voted player of the week last week by the Thunder coaching staff. There you see Doug from San Diego State, 6'3" and 288. 3rd down and 10. Now 1:17 left to go, and Montreal hasn't had to use that last timeout yet.
They're going to have to use it soon. As soon as that clock starts running. Oh,
Vick,
up inside.
wide open, and he got the first down across the 35.
See, he got the cut. They started to stretch the play. That's how it's designed. Zone blocking, all linemen coming off together, and he got a nice cutback.
13 yards on the pickup.
You'll see him come off together here, coming at an angle, and he'll get the cutback back here. Here he goes. You'll see that cut back there. Good job of picking that hole.
Man, 94 Adam Bobb just got sucked in behind that line surge to the right, and it was wide open for Vick. 16 carries, 53 yards, and they'll call it Vick's Formula 53 if it stays at that number this week.
With the only back in the backfield, there's only one guy who can carry it. Chances are he's going to end up carrying it some more.
Mitchell will just sneak it. And
they've
with,
got to call the timeout
45 seconds left to go. The clock is stopped.
They should call a timeout.
Well, not much they can do with it. Although in the World League, you've got to make an effort to advance the football in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, they got to call.
remind you, next week on ABC Sports, we've got regional action for you. Dick and I will be up in Montreal. We'll bring Jim along, too. Take him to Canada.
Oh, do we have to?
Yes, we do.
The
Knights in the Machine. Or some of you will see the Sacramento Surge and the London Monarchs over at Wembley Stadium. And also want to remind you, if you stay with us next Sunday, we'll be following the NFL Draft while you watch the game. We'll update every 5 minutes for you on what's happening there, and we'll report at halftime from NFL Draft headquarters. So it will be a football Sunday for you next week here on ABC Sports. Well, this was a test today for the Orlando Thunder because their offense was really not functioning in high gear early on. Their defense has played a terrific game today.
They must have had 5 drop passes.
2nd and 9, and they're going to just let the clock run out here now. So some revenge for the Orlando Thunder as they lost earlier this year up in Montreal on the field goal. These two teams have played 3 terrific football games so far in the young history of this league.
This one was probably the least spectacular of the 3.
Well, the other two obviously with a lot more points being scored. 31-28 earlier this year. And Galen Hall's trying to tell Scott Mitchell, you got to go ahead and run a play.
I think Galen Hall, along with Charlie Bailey, the coordinator, have got to consider eliminating their 3-4 defense and staying with their 4-3 because it puts those 2 nose guards on the field at the same time. And the one nose guard that doesn't start when they go to the 3-4 is too good a football player to leave on the bench.
Well, another win for Galen Hall. The Thunder will take command of the North American East. They moved their record to 4-1 on the year. They defeat the Orlando defeats the Montreal Machine. 16-8 is the final. Bennett with the 3 field goals, and we'll return to the Citrus Bowl with more on ABC Sports right after this.